Good afternoon, and will the Government Relations, Ethics, and Transparency Committee meeting of February 10th, 2026 please come to order. It is 1:41 p.m. I'm the vice chair of this committee, Nohelani U'u-Hudgens. Vice Chair Batangan is out today, so I'll be acting chair for this meeting. Members, in accordance with the Sunshine Law, please identify by name who, if anyone, is in the room, vehicle, or workspace with you today. Minors do not need to be identified. Member Cook will be joining us around 2 p.m. this evening, so I'll move over to Member Gabe Johnson. Aloha and good afternoon.
Aloha and good afternoon, Chair, Council members, community members. There's no testifiers at the Lanai District Office, and I'm alone on my side of the office in here and ready to work. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Council Chair Alice Lee is excused for now. Councilmember Paulton, aloha and good afternoon.
Aloha Wimala Kako, streaming live and direct from Maui. I have in the vehicle with me George Vieira. He will be dropping me off at the council chamber when we get there.
Okay. Hey, George. We also have Councilmember Rollins Fernandez. Aloha and good afternoon.
Aloha Winala Kako. I'm Molokai Noia Hina. I'm at my private residence, alone for maybe another hour until my children, who are minors, return home from school, and as well as my husband from work, McKenna Fernandez. And there are currently no testifiers at the Molokai District Office. Mahalo, Chair.
Thank you, and please send our congratulations to your son. I saw Molokai High did really well. It ended unfortunately, but they did smash, so there was that.
By 2 canoe lengths.
They killed it. But give him our love. Thank you.
I will.
Member Senenzi, aloha and good afternoon.
Aloha Winala, Chair. Happy to see so many of our community residents that will be reviewing today, and mahalo in advance for their willingness to serve our community. Yes. And also welcome to the Seabury students for their visit today. Mahalo.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Member Senenzi. Yes, welcome Seabury students. Councilmember Sugimura, aloha and good afternoon.
Aloha, good afternoon. Looking forward to a productive meeting, and thank you for the people who are here in the chambers. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Thank you. From Corporation Counsel, we have Deputy Corporation Counsel Thomas Colby. We also have Yukari Murakami. She serves as the Boards and Commissions Liaison for Corporation Counsel, as well as our great committee staff. We have Casey, Clarissa. Peter is here with us today as well on this side. And Maria. Testifiers wanting to provide testimony should sign up in the lobby, join on the online meeting via Teams link, or call into the phone number noted on today's agenda. Written testimony is encouraged and can be submitted via the e-comment link at mauicounty.us/agendas as well. Under the Sunshine Law, the chair will receive oral testimony for agenda items at the beginning of the meeting and as the item is called up. For individuals wishing to testify via Teams, please raise your hand by clicking on the Raise Your Hand button. If calling in, please follow the prompts via phone, *5 to raise and lower your hand, *6 to mute and unmute. Staff will add names to the testifier list in the order the testifiers sign up or raise their hands. For those on Teams, staff will lower your hand once your name is added. Staff will then use the name you're logged in under or call the last 4 digits of your phone number when it is your time to testify. At that time, staff will also enable your microphone and video. Please ensure your name appears in Microsoft Teams as a name you prefer to be referred to or as anonymous. If you wish to testify anonymously, if you are in person, please notify staff. If you would like to testify anonymously, otherwise, please state your name for the record at the beginning of your testimony. Oral testimony is limited to 3 minutes per item. And if you're still testifying beyond that time, I will kindly ask you to wrap up your testimony. Once you... I know people are so excited to participate. Once you're done testifying or you do not wish to testify, you can also view the meeting on Akaku Channel 53 Facebook Live or mauicounty.us/agendas. We will do our best to take up each person in an orderly fashion, and we will now call up our first testifiers wishing to testify at the beginning of the meeting. Staff, if you please.
Chair, there's currently no one who has signed up to testify. Would you like me to do last call? Oh, I see someone approaching the podium.
Yep, we have an individual.
Aloha. Afternoon. JC Law from Kuluka, Waikoa, Ahupua'a. There's a lot of reading here to do on all these committees and stuff, so I want to thank you, Luna Ho'omalu, Nohelani, for doing all this stuff. I don't see how you have time for your family doing all this county work. And thank you for all the people that are volunteer for the boards and commissions, because I go to all these meetings and stuff, and the council really needs help with all this running the government stuff. And especially with the United States going crazy like it is. So I was reading through it, and the only one I saw there was John Haole Tamoso. I've met him at the going to church a few times, and he's Pono. So yeah, that's good that he's. I look forward to see him and working on the Board of Ethics. Thank you for your time, and as usual, I save the rest of my time for the people of Hawaii.
Thank you. Any other testifiers wishing to testify at the beginning of the meeting?
No, Chair, there's
Last
no one
call,
else. If somebody would like to testify in the chamber, please let staff know, or on Microsoft Teams, please raise your hand. This is final call. 3, 2, 1. Chair, it appears that nobody wishes to testify at the beginning of the meeting.
Thank you. Resolution 26-18 through 26-34, nominations to various boards and committees and commissions. This is item grade 1124. By resolutions 26-18 through 26-34, the mayor is nominating 34 individuals for various county boards, committees, commissions for the term beginning on April 1st, 2026 and expiring March 31st, 2031 for 5-year terms and expiring March 31st, 2029 for 3-year terms. The council's 30-day deadline to approve or disapprove the nominations is on March 2nd, 2026. Copies of the board's listing has been uploaded to Granicus, and I believe they've also been delivered to you folks. My intention for today is to hear from the mayor's boards and commissions liaison for opening remarks on the mayor's nominations and any opening comments from the nominees in attendance if they so choose. Following that, I'll take public testimony again, and then we can begin our discussion. During our discussion, I will take up each resolution one by one as they are listed on the agenda, beginning with actually resolution 2618 related to the appointment. Actually, no, we're gonna take that out of order if you don't mind. We're gonna begin with commissions on persons with disabilities and then go back to the animal board control. We do have somebody who needs to leave in a few. Thank you. And then we'll do as we usually do and give the members an opportunity to ask questions of the nominees. Before we do that, though, I do see Chair Lee. Welcome, Chair Lee.
Hi.
Hello. Thank you. Let's begin. Yukari, do you have any opening comments you would like to provide?
Very briefly, thank you, Chair or Vice Chair. We have here today 34 names for nominees that the mayor has submitted for consideration by this board. We all have the body. We have the applications together with the proposed resolutions. I don't know if I should go each of them one by one right now or just wait till when you have the.
I think we could do a brief introduction, and then as we get into the nitty-gritty, feel free to go into detail, but.
Okay, so just briefly to go with from the top, Animal Control Board, we have Mr. Rensberger and Ms. Hornack. Your applications are available. Just to remind the clarification is that Mr. Rensberger is on a reappointment for a full 5-year term. Or for 3 years, my apologies. Board of Ethics, we have Mr. Tanaka and Mr. Tomoso as applicants to the Board of Ethics. Civil Service Commission, Ms. Pajimola has been serving, but since she is up for reappointment, should still be her full 5-year term if she gets reappointed. For Commission on Children and Youth, we have Ms. Kutaka and Ms. Medeiros, who has been previously appointed by this body. This is for their reappointment for a full 5-year term. Conservation Planning Committee, we have Ms. Michelle Lingold, who will be filling the Sustainable Science Management Program specific seat to this committee, and this is also a reappointment. Council on Aging, we have 5 individuals nominated. Ms. Park and Ms. Ruth Durham are reappointment to the seat for full 5-year terms. And we have new members, new nominees, Ms. Cox, Ms. Rivera, and Mr. Von Noslin. Again, their applications are available for this body's review. For Fire and Public Safety Commission, we have Mr. Peraborough as the nominee from the mayor. Housing Advisory Board, this is a brand-new board again. Mr. Curtis' appointment, it came up for reappointment, so this is, his name is off here for reappointment. Independent Nomination Board is a still relatively new board. We have 3 reappointees, Mr. Burns, Viela, and Ms. Gina Gormley. Lanai Planning Commission, we have 1 nominee for the 1 vacancy, which is Mr. Leon. Liquor Control Adjudication Board, we have 2 nominees. One, Mr. Kalaipo Opu, is a reappointment. Liquor Control Commission, we are only going to be dealing with Ms. Christine Silva today. The other nominee withdrew their application. For County Commissions on Persons with Disabilities, we have 2 nominees. One, Ms. Ntupulo, is a reappointment to a full 5-year term. County Cultural Resources Commission, we have Ms. Arakawa, who is also, again, a reappointment for full 5-year term. My Planning Commission, we have 2 nominees. Ms. Kamai, who will be representing the Wailuku Waihe'e Waikapu residency area, and Mr. Patel, who will be West Maui residency area representative. My development agency, Mr. Lanius, is a reappointment for a full 5-year term. Police Commission, we have 1 nominee, Mr. Shackley Raffedo, from Upcountry, for a 5-year term. Public Works Commission, we have 2 nominees, one of which is a reappointment, Mr. Delos Reyes, for reappointment to a full 5-year term, and we have another nominee who can fill the engineer position for this commission. For Property Tax Review Board, we have 1 person for a 5-year term, and Salary Commission, we have 1 nominee for a 5-year term. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Before discussion, members, let's go back to testimony. Staff, do we have anybody signed up to testify?
Chair, there is nobody who has signed up to testify. Would you like me to do a last call?
Please.
If anybody's in the chamber and would like to testify, please let staff know, or on Microsoft Teams, please raise your hand. This is final call. 3, 2, 1. Chair, it appears that nobody wishes to testify.
Thank you. Members, seeing there are no individuals wishing to testify with no objection, I will close oral testimony. Thank you. As a reminder, written testimony will continue to be accepted. Members, let's go into Resolution 26-30, please. This is for the Commission on Persons with Disabilities. I know we have Mr. Barbosa here. If you would like to join us in the front, sir.
Aloha, good morning. My name is Frank Barbosa.
Thank you very much. Did you want to do any other introduction, or did you want to have the members ask you questions?
Well, it's easier just to tell you guys a little about myself and the reason why I was interested in this persons with disability.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all my life I was born in a disabled, what kept on going through my daily activities and going to work and going to school. And I noticed as I grew up, there was a lot of people that I meet along the way with the disability, talking from the 70s all the way to present. And there's a lot of people out there that is left in the blind, left in the dark with the safety of our community. We're talking about infrastructure, housing, even the transportation with the growing community that we have. It's getting tough out there. And if I can give recommendations and make a change to make Maui safer, for the disability, for the youngsters, and the elders. Because someday everyone, we're gonna need a leader out there. And I noticed that every day as my challenges out there on the county of Maui on the roads, it's very dangerous. So if you have any questions for me, I'm free to answer them.
Thank you very much, Mr. Barbosa. Before we ask any questions, I would like to welcome Member Cook.
Thank you, Chair. Sorry for my lateness.
Thank you. You walked in at a great time. We just started. That was Mr. Barbosa, and he is with the Commission on Persons with Disabilities. And so now we're going to have the opportunity for our members to ask questions of our nominee. So if you have any questions, members, please raise your hand. And as a reminder, I'm going to be deferring this one and all the rest, and we will approve on the council floor in the next council meeting. So if you have any questions, it is your opportunity to ask. We'll go with Member Johnson. And Member Sinensi, you after.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, Mr. Barbosa. I've seen you testify before in the past. I've seen you in other meetings as well, and I really appreciate your willingness to serve. And here you are. You got the mic in your hand, and we're going to ask you some questions. I started my journey in this when I sat on the Commissions for Americans with Disabilities. It was a great time. And one of the things we would go out and try to find issues that we saw or we faced, and we would call the right department. It turns out I had to call the Department of Public Works for this issue, or the fire department for that issue. So I'm curious if, when you get appointed, when you get on this commission, what are some of your issues, and who do you think you should reach out to right as soon as you get started? Is there anybody in particular, any group, any division within the county that you want to address?
Well, I know a lot of people saw me out there speaking in these Samoa board meetings and in the past 8 years, very central, and mainly they're more for. You hardly see blind people walking out there. You got a lot of disabled in wheelchairs and all that, but the safety of our roads. Hawaii.
That would be a priority.
Yeah, that would be a priority, is because just crossing the streets is difficult. I know we have one voice activated, but it's not just for the blind or the disabled. What about the drivers out there? The beacons on the road that says the drivers know there's someone in the crosswalk. I feel that on transportation, the infrastructure side, that's a big deal. Also, you're looking at the transportation. We got to figure out something. I myself wait out there 3-4 hours. Just for the handy boss or MEO to come out to pick us up. And I've been out there with 91-year-old ladies and 87-year-old Benz on life support system, oxygen system, waiting. And it's tough. And I'm young, and just to watch them out there suffer, I'm like, hey, wait, somebody got to step up to the plate. Somebody got to go out there and be the voice. Because I belong to a Vibe group. That's persons with vision loss. And I'm the youngest in there, and I hear a lot of the complaints come out. And I always thought, why don't you guys go out there and voice your guys' opinion? Be vocal, because the more out there is better than just one person trying to be the leader out there. But like I said, if everyone looks up to me to try be on a board and try to speak and try to make a difference to make Maui safer, why not?
Yeah, okay, great. Thank you for your response. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Member Johnson. Member Sinensi, your question.
Thank you, Chair. Mr. Barbosa, he answered my question, so I'm happy to support your nomination today. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Member Sinensi. Member Rollins Fernandez.
Mahalo, Chair. Mr. Barbosa also answered two of the three of my questions. I think you probably answered my first question too, but I'll ask again. And thank you so much for your passion, your obvious passion, in sitting on this commission, and your willingness to serve our community in this capacity. My question is about your attendance. Do you foresee any reason, or you think you'll be able to make all the meetings?
Well, I should. The only downfall that I have is if the transportation is going to be there on time. But disability boss, like I said, I can make an appointment, and they tell me, oh, I'm sorry, you're not on the list right now. We don't have a boss for you. They have only 7 drivers out there. As I speak, as of today, that I was notified. We need more services out there. I can walk from Kihei, I don't mind. But I tell you what, I walked past the highway to South Kihei Road to catch the city bus. And I brought that to Kelly King's attention. And when she was there on the Sault Ste. Marie board, we tried everything, and they did allocate money for reroute the bus service so the disability bus can pick me up in my area. But somehow, the money was taken away, and you can ask transportation why. I heard it from them. I was just hoping that they could see the real downfall, what we lack. What does it take to make it safer for not just even the visitors, not just the residents, not just the disabled, not just the youngsters, but we got visitors. This is a travel industry over here. Maui is a travel industry. Beautifying the island is one thing, but making it safe is another. But going back to your question, will I make it there? If I get the emails, I'll be there.
Okay, mahalo for your response to my question, and with budget session coming up, we can look into that funding. Mahalo, Chair.
Thank you, Member Rollins Fernandez. Before we move on, I'm gonna welcome Member Paulton. She's in person now.
Thank you.
Thank you. Members, does anybody else have any other questions? Member Cook.
Thank you, Mr. Barbosa, for your willingness. Definitely can support you. I had the opportunity with my aide Jared to walk with you, and it was very enlightening. And requesting sidewalks, requesting expanded service is something we'll continue to do, and hopefully you're on the board, you'll be able to assist in making that happen.
Thank you, Member Cook. Members, any other questions? Thank you very much.
Yeah, I
Mr.
just want
Barbosa.
to say thank you to, I think his name was Jared, Mr. Cook's, I guess he works with him.
Yes.
A couple months ago, I walked across a sidewalk along the old Safeway. And the trees don't grow overnight. It takes years. And I head-butted a tree, right into the walkway. I took pictures of it. Didn't know who to reach out to. Like that gentleman said earlier, who do you call? So as the only one I knew to call was Mr. Cook's number, because I had, up in the county building and filed a complaint, and they got it done. And I kind of appreciate it, because I walked there a second time. I'm like, at least I'm not the only one out there, but like I said, there's more out there. Hopefully they can testify in meetings and make a difference for Maui County. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Members, I don't believe we have Miss Linda Popolo. Aloha, Seabury. Bye. Thank you for joining us. Ms. Popolo, are you online? If not, members, she is a reappointment, so it's a re-up. Okay, I don't think she's here, so for now, thank you, Mr. Barbosa. Members, I did implement a 3-minute timeline. I'm sorry I didn't say that earlier, but it's quite standard. If there are no objections, I'm now gonna defer this item. Members, again, we're gonna be voting on it. Oh, we're all in one item, okay. No wonder it's highlighted. Okay, just letting you guys know. Yes, Member Sukumar, did you have anything you wanted to add?
So, Linda Popolo's not here, but I have worked with her in community, and she works with the AIDS Foundation. She's a very giving person and has a big heart, always taking care of all her family members and whatever. So I totally support someone with that character to be on this board.
Thank you for that. Member Johnson?
Yeah, I'll also add to that. I know Linda well, but I think has a bit of a health issue within her family, so that might be why she's excused right now. But
Got it.
the point is, she's a great worker and she knows the county inside and well. I think she'd be great. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you for that. Members, any other questions? If not, we'll move on to the next item. Ready? Okay. We're gonna be moving on to Animal Control Board. So we have before us, Ms. Hornak and Mr. Reisenberger. Hello, Ms. Hornak. Would you like to, aloha. Would you like to please introduce yourself, and then the members will have an opportunity to ask you questions?
Thank you. Thank you again for having me here. And I know I'm not allowed to vote, but I know Linda very well, and she's an amazing person. And she gives everything when she does something. So anyways, a little testimonial for her. My name is Wendy Hornak. I've been on Maui since '99. My kids are born and raised here. Avid animal lover, have dogs and cats. And I just recently started a nonprofit to provide affordable spay and neuter for dogs and cats. I'm working with Maui Humane Society, the Good Cat Network, and a couple other organizations to make that happen. And as I've been getting more and more involved in this area, I know that there's a lot of issues with the animal control when it comes to like dangerous animals and what to do on different situations. And I feel a lot of it is partially education. The community sometimes doesn't know what to do. There's maybe steps that we could have more PSAs out there to recommend, like don't, walking your dogs off leash, what this could cause, how it can happen, things to better security at home, and just a lot of different things that we would sometimes take for common sense, but just sometimes people don't know. So I feel like if there was more support or places where people could get more understanding and maybe ask questions and come to us with situations, and maybe these could be avoidable, and we could be proactive versus reactive when it comes to these types of animal issues. So being a passionate person, living on Maui for a long time now, having animals of my own and getting really involved in the animal community just makes me want to learn more and help more wherever I can. So thank you for your time today. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Members, do you guys have any questions you would like to ask Ms. Hornak? Member Bolton.
Thank you, Ms. Harnack, for your willingness to serve. Initially I thought the Animal Control Board was about all sorts of animals, and then later found out it's just about dangerous dog appeals and adjudication. And, so in July 1st, the name will be changed to that. But do you have any issues with that just being the only role is dangerous dog appeals and adjudications?
No, I do not. I do feel like there needs to be a lot more dog awareness, and there's not a lot of focus on that. So I'm actually more than happy to be focusing on dogs.
And how's your relationship with or if you have any relationship with the Humane Society?
My relationship is very good with them. Right now, I partnered with them to help them with their next clinic for Greater Goods, where they do the big 4-day mass clinic. In July, they were having problems finding a location on the west side. I was able to work with Maui Prep School. They're going to allow us to do it there. They're really excited to support it as well. They also need help with like volunteers. So I have a lot of volunteers in my pool, being a Rotarian and doing a lot of community service on this island. So I'm able to bring new faces to them. And they helped me out with my first spay and neuter clinic, providing me microchips at a really low rate. So we're right now in talks of doing more clinics and stuff together, but as of right now, our relationship is really good.
Great, thank you, Chair.
Of course, thank
Sorry,
you.
my eyes are dilated, that's why.
Oh,
I'm not
no.
just only trying to look cool.
Okay, did you have to go do the testing? Yeah, everything is super bright when you have to dilate your eyes. Members, any other questions do we have? Member Rollins Fernandez, are you gonna ask your standard 3 questions?
Mahalo, Chair. Yeah,
course.
she responded to, again, 2 of the 3 of them. Aloha, Ms. Hornak. Mahalo for your willingness to serve on the Animal Control Board. The question that I didn't hear that maybe if you could respond to is your ability to attend all the meetings.
Absolutely. I will be more than happy to attend them either in person or via Teams. I apologize, whoever was letting me in today had to let me in like 10 times because my computer, of course, decided it didn't want to play nice. So it would, anyway, so I'm on my phone, but yes, I will make sure I can attend either way. And I plan on being at all the meetings.
Oh, perfect. Mahalo nui. Mahalo, Chair.
Of course, thank you. Members, does anybody else have any questions for Ms. Hornak? Okay. Thank you so much, Ms. Hornak. I look forward to
Thank you all for your
supporting
time.
you. Thank you, in a few days. Do we have Mr. James Rensberger? No, he's not with us right now. Okay, it is a reappointment, members, so I just wanted to let you folks know. Okay, let's move on.
Chair,
Hi,
I just had a quick question and thank you for the staff for printing out the boards, commissions and committees.
yes.
Or maybe for Ms. Yukari. On some of the lists, there's, and thank you for keeping it the color coded. There's vacancy, and then there's also that the mayor has not submitted a name in blue. Are those, if Yukari can, Ms. Murakami can
Ms.
explain
Yukari,
those?
did you want to answer?
Yes, and I believe Director Rods has sent a memo to all council members for some of those seats that says that the mayor did not submit a name. The council is free to nominate a person for that position. So I guess the requirements to be one name for 1 seat per council member. For those one that says mayor did not submit a nominee, that's council action. There's some, I think, just to be clear, there are some where it's just unilateral, like mayor only appointment, so that goes back to Mayor and INB, but otherwise.
Okay, thank you for that clarification, Chair.
Yes, of course. Some are mayor only and some are council only, but in this format, we do see the ones that the mayor has not provided a name for.
And
There's
we
a
can-
couple committees that, well, we won't have anybody to appoint today, or rather in a few days.
Okay.
Member Paulton?
I just had another clarification question. All the reappointments are folks that didn't previously serve the full term, is that correct?
I believe so, but maybe Ms. Yukari can.
That's correct.
Yes.
Okay, just double checking.
Yep. Okay, so we were on Mr. James, who is not here with us today, and again, he is a reappointment. So we will move on to the Board of Ethics. And we have Mr. Tanaka. Do we have Mr. Tanaka here? Aloha, Mr. Tanaka. If you would like to introduce yourself, and then the members will have their opportunity to ask questions.
Okay, hi. My name is Brian Tanaka. I've been here on Maui for 10 years now. My wife is from Makawao, so that's why we're here. I'm originally from Oahu, but I have a small law practice in Wailuku where we do injury law. And just having been here 10 years now, I just felt like this would be a good time to get involved with the community. So that's why I applied for this board.
Thank you. Members, any questions? Member Paulton.
Thank you, Mr. Tanaka, for your willingness to serve. I just was wondering, I don't know the answer, but do you foresee that there could potentially be any conflict of interest?
I don't really see that. I mean, I do injury law, so I work with, individual people on injury cases. So, I don't really see that being an issue. I don't have any cases or anything against the county right now. So I don't see that.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, I didn't know it was injury law. Thank you.
Thank you, Member Paulton. Any other questions do we have? Member Cook.
Thank you, Mr. Tanaka. Have you served on other boards before?
No, I have not. This is my first time.
So do you have the time where you would commit and
Yeah, I believe so. I understand it's once a month. Basically, the meeting is on the second Wednesday and basically all afternoon. And I think I can make that work. I have a lot of flexibility with my practice, so I don't foresee that being an issue.
Thank you, because that's one of the big issues and concerns that we have on the boards and commissions is quorum, so that people who do
Yes.
serve can make the commitment and come. So anyway, thank you for your answering the questions.
Thank you.
Thank you, Member Cook. Any other? Member Rollins Fernandez.
Yes, hi.
Mahalo, Chair. Aloha, Mr. Tanaka. Mahalo for your willingness to contribute back to the community. Member Cook asked one of my questions, and then another question is that I usually ask all the nominees is to share your experience with the Board of that you have.
Sorry, what was that? Just share my experience? Is that what you're saying?
No, not your screen. I don't know what that sound is.
No.
If you could share your experience, that the experience that you have with the Board of Ethics, like if you ever attended any of the meetings or watched a recording or checked out the meeting minutes.
Yeah, I did check out the meeting minutes and I did watch the meetings, a couple of them. From what I understand, it's a quasi judicial board. So I feel like as an attorney, that may, be helpful on my end. I know it deals with complaints and issues about conflicts and things like that. So I think that's something I could definitely learn and be able to help the board make a decision.
Are you aware of the transition or growth that the Board of Ethics is going through?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So I do know Lauren Akitake, who's the executive director, and I understand that her office has done a lot, and I've seen all the news articles and everything. So from what I understand, having them is going to allow the board to do more in terms of various rules and all that. So, I think that's a good thing.
Awesome. And then my last question is just if you could share with us a little about how you envision contributing to the Board of Ethics.
Yeah, I think since this is my first time, or would be my first time on a board, I understand there are some really good leaders on that board with Mr. Lilly and everyone. So I think I'll kind of follow their lead to begin with, but I think I'll be able to pick it up, relatively quickly and contribute whatever I can.
Awesome. Mahalo for your willingness to serve, Mr. Tanaka. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Mahalo, Chair.
Thank you, Member Rollins Fernandez. Members, any other questions before we move on to our next nominee? Seeing none, thank you very much, Mr. Tanaka.
Thank you.
Thank you. We also have Mr. Tomoso. Are you online? And if so, can you please turn on your camera, or if you are in person? Nope, don't see anybody moving. Is he online? Do we see him? Okay, Mr. Tomoso.
I'm here, but it doesn't allow me to open my camera.
Oh, you're logged in
When I go
twice.
to the icon, it doesn't allow me. So I don't know.
Okay, well, we can
But you
hear
can
you.
hear me.
We can hear you. We can go with that. We can hear you. If you would like to introduce yourself and then the members will have an opportunity to ask you questions.
Aloha mai kako.
Aloha.
Aloha minala. Yeah, my name is John A. Hau'oli Tumoso. A lot of people call me Hau'oli because John is a boring name. I actually served in this capacity at the time. The nomenclature was the Commission on Ethics under the administration of Mayor Lingle. This was back in the early to mid 90s. And then I had to quit my term because I had to declare a conflict because I was involved in some advocacy efforts that was determined that I first of all determined to be conflictual, and then it was then they said, yeah, maybe you better resign, so I did. And I'm a retired civil servant. I work for the county actually. And I retired in 2008, and then I joined the nonprofit sector, and I worked in nonprofits for another 10 years. So I've been retired since 2020. I also just retired as a priest of the Episcopal Diocese of Hawaii just in August. So I'm unfettered with a caseload because I'm a retired social worker. And then I'm also unfettered with a parochial load because I have no parish. So I guess right now I do have time, although I'm pursuing a doctorate right now in theology. And the idea here is that I'm online with that. So it's a hybrid. So I right after this meeting, I have a meeting to attend to in Denver online. So I do have time. I come to this board with a sense of what is right and what is wrong. I also come to this board with the idea that there is a certain set of principles and values that I think has to also be elevated to our government, in that our government is representative of the people. And in that regard, I think government not only has to be somewhat transparent, like today, like now, but also understand that there are certain morals and values that in the secular world need to be elevated, that we ourselves in our private lives also elevate. Of course, being a priest, morality and ethics are constant with me. I was just at the hospital because I'm a chaplain at the hospital, and this patient at the ICU wanted to talk to me about what is right and wrong, as she said she's preparing to go to God. And I said, okay, let's talk about right and wrong. And it was a conversation that kind of told me that, okay, so morality and values, right and wrong, are everyday kind of realities. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Members, any questions for Mr. Tomoso? Chair Lee.
Hi, John. How are you doing?
Oh, aloha, Alice. Aloha, Mai. I'm fine. Boy, you're looking young. I'm looking old, actually. So.
I can't see you, so I can't tell. But you
Well, I have
sound
no hair
young.
now. My hair's gone. I don't have
Your
hair.
hair's
Thank
gone.
you.
Oh, yeah. I have to tell my colleagues that you're a very versatile person, versatile and talented. Remember the days where when I do all the comedy skits? Sometimes you were Santa Claus and sometimes you were the tutu. Remember?
I remember
Anyway,
that.
so you do feel that you have time to work on this committee on a regular basis, right?
Yes, I do. In fact, I'm on a current board and commission of the county, but that term is, I'm terming out on that, and so this is my next gig, so to speak, in serving the community at the civic governmental level. I really believe, Alice, like, I really believe in government. you know, government is so important, and it helps us with a quality of life, but also helps us with a common life. And let's say that morality and values, right and wrong, those are common, those are realities common to everyone, up and down. Thank you.
Well, look forward to having you serve on the commission, and thank you for your service.
You're welcome. Aloha hui hou.
Aloha.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you,
Members,
Chair.
Thank you. Members, any other questions? Seeing none. Thank you so much, Mr. Tomoso. Good luck on your next meeting.
Thank you. Aloha.
Aloha.
Chair.
Yes.
I just had a question. Before we vote on these,
Yes.
can somebody make sure all of the applications are signed and dated?
Sure.
I think one was not dated, one was not signed that I saw.
Okay. We will, Yukari will double check it. She's been voluntold right now. Thank you for that. All right, members, moving on to Civil Service Commission. We have before us just one nominee, Ms. Sarah Pajimola. She is a reappointment. Is she online? No? Okay. Well, she's not online with us right now, unless she happens to come in the next few minutes. I do believe we all know her quite well, and we know how dedicated she is, not only to this commission, but to all other aspects of our local and county government. So we will continue to see her name, and we will move on, and we will see her in full council. So let's move on to Commission on Children and Youth. We have before us two people, Ms. Carla Ray Kutaka and Ms. Catherine Medeiros. Both of them are reappointments. So let's begin with Ms. Kutaka. If you would like to introduce yourself again and allow the members an opportunity to ask you questions. Thank you.
Mahalo, Vice Chair. Aloha mai kako. My name is Kayla Kutaka. I was born and raised on Maui. I am an educator, special education teacher, behavioral health clinician. I hold a degree in education, as well as I'm endorsed by the Association for Infant and Early Childhood Mental Health. I respectfully request consideration for reappointment to this commission. I'm deeply committed to continuing the important work that is underway, including elevating youth voices within our commission discussions, strengthening awareness of mandated reporting responsibilities for child abuse and neglect prevention, expanding legislative knowledge amongst our commissioners, and engaging intentionally with our community to better understand what those understand and respond to what those emerging needs might be. Since the start of my appointment, I have maintained consistent attendance at all commission meetings, and I anticipate no issues with that attendance moving forward. I'm honored to serve our county, as do you all, and appreciate your time and consideration. Mahalo.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much for reapplying. Members, any questions do you have for Mr. Kutaka? We just appointed her to this board, if you don't remember, on November 21st of 2025, so not too long ago. Any questions? Member Paulton?
You also gave us the presentation, I think, in Member Sinensi's committee. Is that true?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, great job on that. Thank you.
That was me. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. Any questions for Ms. Kutaka? Member Rollins Fernandez.
Mahalo, Chair. Aloha, Ms. Kutaka. Mahalo for your willingness to continue serving on this commission. You sound like you're doing incredible work. How do we get more of you?
I very much appreciate that. And I'm really looking forward to moving the commission ahead and doing all I can do to support there. Absolutely.
Mahalo. Mahalo, Chair.
Thank you, Member Rollins Fernandez. Thank you, Ms. Kutaka. I don't think we have any other questions. I don't want to speak on behalf of everybody, but I think we'll be happy to support. Thank you. Ms. Medeiros, are you on with us? Is she on with us? Ms. Medeiros, if you wouldn't mind unmuting your camera. Okay, I think you're on soon. Aloha.
Aloha.
If you would like to introduce yourself, and then the members will have an opportunity to ask you questions.
Yes. So I am Momi Medeiros. I work at Maui Family Support Services. I supervise two programs, one of which is our youth services program. And within that program, I teach middle school and high school students how to remain drug-free, hopefully through adulthood. And I do that on the island of Maui and Molokai. I have been a member of the Commission on Children and Youth for 3 years, and this is a reappointment.
Thank you, and thank you for your willingness to serve again on this commission. Members, any questions you have for Ms. Medeiros? I don't see any questions. Thank you so much, Ms. Medeiros. I appreciate you. Thanks. Member, did somebody say me? Okay, none. Okay, let's move on to Conservation Planning Committee. I do believe that we had one person on, Ms. Michelle Gold, but I don't believe she is with us today. She is a reappointment. Members, we did put her on not too long ago. Let me see. 5/23/23. So she's been on there for 3 years. She would be, if we do reconsider her, her appointment would go into the 29th, but she is not with us right now, so we will vote on her like the rest of everybody else at council meetings. Moving on, let's go to the Council of Aging. And if, let me see, at the end of the agenda? This one with the Council of Aging, okay. We're gonna do the Council of Aging last. Let me put a little bookmark there. And let's move on to the Fire and Public Safety. Okay, do we have Mr. Perryborough? Is that how I say his name?
Yes,
Okay.
here, Vice Chair, yes.
Okay, great, thank you. Could you please introduce yourself, and then again, the members will have an opportunity to ask you questions.
Sure, my name is Darrell Perraboro. I'd like to say firstly that I'm honored to be nominated by Mayor Bisson and appreciate the council's time today in considering my application. I've been in Maui now going on 12 years, full-time since before the pandemic. I volunteered to become a CERT, which is the Community Emergency Response Team member. I was certified May before the fires, and my first deployment was the resiliency and recovery effort here in Lahaina. And then I became a mentor for First Tee Hawaii with the kids, children in Keiki, to learn and play golf and teach them about other things other than golf, actually. Just here to work hard and try to make a difference. Being a transplant, I understand all of the complexities now of being here for many years. And I think I can bring kind of a willingness to collaborative work with people within the committee as well as the departments that we're going to be overseeing, I guess, or working with. That's it.
Thank you very much. Members, any questions? Member Paulton.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Mr. Peterborough. I hope I said that okay.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay. For your willingness to serve. Just one point, I know it's called the Fire and Public Safety Commission, but you're aware that you also have the oversight of the Maui Emergency Management Agency?
Yes, and I understand there could be conflicts there, and I would have, if I'm elected or appointed to the board, I'd have to bring that up, obviously, to the chair and all the other members. And, it was kind of interesting that I did get recommended for this commission, but I'm willing to step away if there's any kind of issues. I'll just listen to, whether it's ethics or whoever's decision on whether or not I can make a vote or decide on certain things, for sure.
Okay, yeah, I didn't think necessarily there would be a conflict because you're a volunteer, and it may be beneficial that you're aware of the how it works. But I believe that you folks review the budgets as well before it goes to the mayor, before it comes to us, and it might be moot this year because the mayor's already doing his budget. But you don't have any issue with that?
No, No, I don't. I feel that, you know, through my personal business experience over the many years that I've been, you know, self-employed, that, you know, I think my integrity and honesty will show through. And I'm, you know, obviously I can only say it, you know, I don't know how to prove that, but you know, willing to definitely be pragmatic, I guess, and listen to everything and then decide on whether or not I feel that's right or not. Just be honest.
Thank you. And I didn't mean to imply that there would be a conflict of
Oh, no,
interest.
no, no, no.
Because
Yeah, no
there's
worries.
no financial interest in being a volunteer to help your community, in my opinion. But I'm not the expert, but I just wanted to clarify. I don't think that there is.
Well, none taken. Thank you very much for your question.
Members, any other questions do we have for this nominee? Member Rollins Fernandez, thank you.
Mahalo, Chair. Just the one question, about attendance, but I think I know the answer. But aloha, Mr. Pierre Boro. Mahalo for your willingness to serve on this commission and for being certified and all your contributions to the community, particularly Lahaina after the fire. But that's my question, and I particularly love your self-awareness and just owning who you are and the attributes you have.
Oh, thank you very much. And no, you know, I do own my own business, and the question came up when the IMB initially interviewed me. You know, I'm basically, how do I say, I fly at a very high level, so I can dictate my travel schedule. And I know this commissioner board meets on the 15th of every month, and I can definitely schedule anything around that for sure. I have that ability to do so.
Awesome. Mahalo for your response and mahalo for your willingness to continue serving the community. Mahalo, mahalo, Chair.
Thank you. Can you please do me a favor and pronounce your last name so I can hear it? So when I say it, I attempt to say it correctly.
Yeah. Everyone was close. It's Periboro.
Periboro. Okay. Thank you very much. Members, any other questions? Seeing none, thank you very much for your willingness to serve. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Mahalo nui loa.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's move on to our Housing Advisory Board, and I do see our nominee with his camera on. So if you would like to please introduce yourself again. I know you are a reappointment, and then again, the members will have an opportunity to ask you questions. Aloha, Mr. Curtis.
Thank you, Vice Chair. Bill Curtis, I was appointed, this is a new board. We haven't met yet, but I took the first one-year term of all the staggered terms, so this would be a reappointment after my first year. I do have the ability to attend. I have not observed any of the board meetings because there haven't been any yet. But I look forward to, if I'm retained, to kind of set up the initial phases of this board. And experience would be as a general contractor in the county of Maui for the past many years. 1988 is when I first started doing, we did a residential construction in Kauai for a Maui company called JDH. We did homes in Pakakalo. We did the masters, more of a high end up in Lahaina. And that was, in order to stay employed on Maui, construction's a cyclical industry, and I've had the opportunity to bounce to work with very different companies over the years. Done a lot of healthcare, done a lot of residential, done a bit of commercial. One of my projects right now is Hale o Pi'ikea. We're just wrapping that up, the affordable rentals, and I work for the subcontractor that does the civil work on that. So I've done civil and site. So I bring a little bit of varied experience in construction in the broad spectrum rather than one specific trade. And that's where I think I might be able to add value to the board.
Thank you, Mr. Curtis. Members, any questions? Member Walton.
Thank you. Thank you for your willingness to serve. so much, like multiple times. The previous one to this board, were you on the Board of Ethics? Was that the one?
Yeah, I'm currently on the Salary Commission. That is not a very heavy load. So I don't see this additional board being, I expect this one might be a little more intense. And I did do 5 years at the Board of Ethics, and I think I made all but 3 or 4 meetings in those 5 years.
Right on. Thank you so much for all the years of service to Maui County.
And the kids moved away, got to do something.
Thank you, Member Paulton. Members, any other questions? Member Rollins Fernandez, followed by Mr. Cook. Member Cook.
Mahalo, Chair. And for the disclaimer, both my babies are home. Okay. So, mahalo, Mr. Curtis, for anticipating all my questions and providing the responses to all of them. I just have one question. Oh, wait, you said you didn't meet on this yet. Wait, so I guess I was a little confused. Has this committee met yet? A housing advisory board, has it met yet?
We have not had our first meeting. I did get a call from Director Mitchell 4 weeks ago, and he said he would be setting up a date soon, but we don't have quorum yet, so I don't think that's why they've set a meeting, from what he said. Anyway, we no meetings yet, but we hope to have an initial one possibly before my term expires next month.
So the reason the board has never met is because you folks have never had quorum?
I know the answer. I spoke to Mr. Mitchell, and it's a policy board, and he hasn't had a policy to convene them. I'm writing one legislation he thought would be a good reason to convene them, but it hasn't yet been introduced. So he said he was going to convene them on the legislation that I'm writing, but until there's like a policy decision like that, he hasn't. That's what he said. Mr. Mitchell said to me when I went back and forth on the legislation. I was providing that, oh, this would be a good policy for the policy board to weigh in on.
Mahalo, Member Bolton. Mahalo, Mr. Curtis. I'm happy to support your reappointment. Mahalo, Chair.
Thank you, Member Rollins Fernandez. Sorry, I was texting my daughter. Members, any other? Oh, Member Cook.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Mr. Curtis, for willing to serve. You do have a wealth of experience to share. You have any ideas on the top of your head that might be able to work with the board to solve some of our housing?
My initial thoughts were to, we've got public, have a public and a private segment to the board meetings. There's a lot of work that you do in the public sector for funding housing and all that. And I was just also wanted to open up the door to how can we help the private sector build housing as well as, maybe streamline, if we could get pre-approved house plans for just normal people. I understand the review process that's needed for, the high end and the oceanfront, and that takes time, but just to, in the past, when we did Pakakalo, I pulled 30 building permits all at once. And they were basically 3 floor plans. And it was, we did that on Kauai. We did the multifamily on Lanai, right below Koele Lodge, back when Pineapple was shutting down. And I just remember a day when building basic houses, the permitting was a lot more streamlined, I guess is a way to say it. And then even we switched over to a new permitting system. Mm-hmm. If you look at the Big Island, they're on the same system that we have, but the permitting department provides feedback to the public as to how many permits are in the system, how many new came in that month, how many were released that month, and there's some metrics that that software may be able to provide that we could implement here to just create a little more transparency between the permitting office and the public. Those are just a few thoughts.
No, thank you for sharing that, because I see a lot of heads nodding. We're excited, so thank you for your serving on the board, and I'm hopeful that we can get some ideas and solutions. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Member Cook. Member Johnson.
Thank you, Chair. Mr. Curtis, you brought up something that is close to me because you mentioned you worked on the apartment complex below Logic Coeli. That's called Evioli. I lived there for many years, raised my daughter in those apartments. So something is wrong with this system when we could build homes and apartments like that then quicker, streamlined, and then now there's problems where it's not streamlined. And now more than ever, we need those apartments like Evioli. We need those affordable homes, like all the lists that you went down. But I appreciate that. I just wanted to bring that up. Thank you. We seem to be going backwards, and I think your opinions on policy are valued on this commission. Thank you, Chair.
Yeah, that project was very similar to the Honokawai apartment buildings. And I believe it was the same designers. It was.
Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Members, any other questions? Sorry. Seeing none, thank you very much, Mr. Curtis. Thank you for your willingness to serve. Bye. Okay. Moving on, we're gonna do the independent nomination board, and then we're gonna take a 5-minute recess, okay? So we have, I do see Dwight here in person, if you would like to come up to the podium, and then you can introduce yourself, and the members will have an opportunity to ask you questions.
Good afternoon, Chair. Good afternoon, council members. Dwight Burns, lifelong Maui resident. What else you guys like know about me? I pretty much know all of you. So last year, as you all know, I retired. So it gives me more time to spend on serving on boards and commissions. Currently serving on the INB and looking forward to continue serving on the INB. It's much different from the Fire Commission, I gotta say that. It's a whole different animal on the INB. We spend, myself and my fellow board members spend hours, especially when we gotta interview applicants, sometimes 4 hours, sometimes maybe longer. But I just wanted to say that each and every one of the board members that I serve with, our chair, Vice Chair Viala, who you guys are gonna be seeing in a little bit, and fellow board member Gina Gromley, they all do an incredible job, all of them across the board. And we always make sure that we have quorum so we can serve and make sure that we get these applicants moved through to the next deciding agency, which is you guys. So looking forward to continue serving on the INB.
Thank you, Dwight. Thank you, Mr. Burns. Member Sukimura.
Thank you. So good to see you.
Same here.
Yeah, you enjoying your retirement, but good you're going to do this.
Yeah.
So I totally support you. I know that everything you do an exceptional job. And your heart is at the right place. So thank you very much for caring. And this is a very important commission. So
It is. Yeah. Thank you for that comment.
thank you.
Thank you, Member Sukimura. Member Paulton.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Mr. Burns, for your willingness to serve. I just wanted to clarify what you said about you make the choice and then move it on to us. The mayor, does the mayor like ratify your choice before it comes to us, or does it come straight from you folks to us? Are you aware?
That would be one Yukari question.
Oh, okay, okay.
Sorry. But I'm pretty sure we always would say like the next appointing people would be you guys,
Oh,
the council.
do you know, Yukari?
Like for
once
the interviews and stuff like
those
that.
guys interview and select people, does the mayor have to like ratify it or something before it comes to
No.
us?
Well, it depends if it's direct council appointments, then it'll go straight to this body. If not, then yeah, it will go through the mayor, and the mayor will pick from the list to come to here for as a nominee.
Okay, got it. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Members, any other questions? If not, I do have a couple, but I'll hold my questions for the members to have an opportunity first. Member Rollins Fernandez.
Mahalo, Chair. Aloha, Mr. Burns. Mahalo for your willingness to continue serving in the INB, and mahalo for answering all my questions before I asked them. Mahalo, Chair.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Member Cook, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Burns. From your experience, what's the pulse of people volunteering and willing to volunteer? Any concerns about people volunteering? Can you share anything about that?
I could.
Second.
I actually could. Some people, their heart is in it. They do want to serve the community, and we see that and we hear that. Some people, don't mean to offend anybody, but you can kind of see the hidden agendas if you listen good enough and pay attention to the reasonings why they want to serve. So like I said, the people I serve with on the board do a tremendous job. Everybody asks the right questions. Our chair, sometimes we don't even have to ask questions because she does it all. Jenny is incredible. But I hope that answers your question.
No, you know what? Thank you very much, because it definitely answered it, because the board is doing the job to kind of filter everybody to different positions.
They are. We spend extra time actually trying to, make sure that we're putting the right people in the right place on the right boards. Like, if somebody applies for this specific commission or board and there's no opening for them, but because of the background that they share with us and what we read of their what they bring to the table, they would be a good fit for another board. So we would ask them if they would be willing to serve on this board or commission, because this one is full. Yeah. We try our best.
Thank you, Member Cook. Thank you, Mr. Burns. You are our first nominee that we have before this commission that we get to reappoint somebody to the INB. And it was a little bit of a struggle getting that board and commission, or the INB board, off and running. Do you have any advice for us or suggestions for us that we can better help you folks on that board?
Ooh, that's a good question.
You don't have to necessarily answer now. I don't know, like point fingers, but I'd be happy to talk to you if you want to answer it in private.
So for me, I think just about close to a year being on this board.
Mm-hmm.
But my next two fellow board members could probably answer that better than I could.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't
Sure.
mess it up.
Sure, thank you. I appreciate that. We do not have Ms. Gormley here with us, but I believe we have Mr. Viella.
Yeah.
That's how you say his name?
Yeah, they're more seasoned than I am, so
Okay,
they probably
I
can answer
will
that
ask
better.
that. Thank you, Dwight. Members, any other questions we have for Mr. Burns? Member Paulton?
Oh, I'm sorry, it's not for Mr. Burns. I'm not sure if it's for your committee staff or Ms. Murakami. I just was wondering, why the, applications, some of them are different information on it.
Again, I think it's what version of the application it was. Some of them may be an older version, so if that's the case, then we can try and get a hold of the applicants and nominees and get them to do a updated.
Okay, because it's kind of weird, sorry, not for you, but it's kind of weird that some applications have certain information and some applications don't have that same information. And it's like, shouldn't we be like grading everyone by the same criteria? And it's just, I don't think I'm OCD, but it doesn't seem right.
Yeah, so we'll look at the applications and, Ms. Yoshida and I can work on getting, the updated applications.
Yeah, so the most information should be on both applications. Like, if one application has employment and then the other one doesn't have employment, or it's like, it's incomplete information, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you fill out one application, you have all this information, but if you filled out a different application, you have different information. So it doesn't seem right to me.
Yeah, we'll look into that and then we can provide updated.
Thank you.
Thank you. Can I ask a follow-up question to Member Paulton's question? Which one is the most recent one? Like, for instance, I'm looking at Mr. Burns's application, and to elaborate on Member Paulton's concern about consistency, one of the questions that we ask on one of the applications is length of residency, and for Mr. Burns, his answer was life, which I can appreciate. And then the next one, it doesn't have that. So which one is the newer one?
So I believe that Mr. Burns's one is the newer one.
Okay, thank you.
And then on the next one, it has employment history and like that. And then his one doesn't have that one.
Correct, the new application does not have that employment. In this one, I think it might be on the other page, that confidential page maybe.
And then how do we see the are we not allowed to see that page?
No, you should get that as well, but it'll be separate, so.
Okay, we haven't received it.
We'll
And
check on that and then I'll check with Jody if she
I'd
can.
like to receive it before we have to vote.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Member Paulton. Member Rollins Fernandez.
Mahalo, Chair, and mahalo, Member Paulton, for bringing that up. I was wondering the same thing. So Ms. Gormley, she signed her application in 2023. So it looks like they just recycled the old application. And then Mr. Viela signed, well, it's not signed, but it's dated January 21st, 2026. And maybe that one was one of the ones that Member Paulton saw that wasn't signed, because I don't see a signature on that one.
Yeah.
And then Mr. Burns was signed in 2025. I haven't received the confidential form either. I don't know what we're calling that one, but all the information.
Yeah,
so
so
maybe when we take the recess, we can get it.
I have to ask if that's gonna be emailed at during the recess or not, but if so, then we'll get that to you.
If not, then.
Okay, mahalo.
Yeah,
Before
thank
the
you for
18th.
that.
Yeah.
If we can get it during this next section of our meeting, we would appreciate it, but if not, before the meeting would be okay
Yes.
too. We have one more person and then we're gonna do a timeout. Ms. Gormley is not with us right now, so we're going to just take our last person before our break with Mr. Chad Viela. If you are on, please turn on your camera. Is he on with us? No. Is he with us in person? No? Okay, he's being promoted right now.
Hello, members.
Aloha.
Hello, can you folks hear me okay?
We can hear you, we can see you.
Okay, great. So apologies, we're still in power outage protocol in Lahaina, so if our Wi-Fi is kind of spotty, so if I go in and out, please let me know.
Okay, thank you. Did you want to introduce yourself and then the members can have an opportunity to ask you questions?
Yes, thank you. My name is Chad Viela. I'm currently an independent nomination board member for 2 years now. So, it feels like, although we've done a lot on the board, it feels like there's a lot more to be done. And, we're kind of relatively new, so, we're kind of hitting our stride right now. So it feels like, there's more to be done. So I reapplied.
Thank you very much. Members, any questions you have for Mr. Viela? Can I ask you what I asked Mr. Burns? How can we support you? I know that, like you said, you guys are hitting your stride, and I really appreciate that. It was a little bumpy at first. How can we better support you?
Just patience. It's a daunting task. We have, 43, 42 boards and commissions, several hundred people. A lot of moving parts. We're an additional layer of oversight, of course. The process actually takes longer than pre-INB, I understand. A lot of people resign. Come fall, we pick up speed. We hold meetings weekly, sometimes for 3-4 hours. So just patience and understand that, we're trying to find good people, put round sticks in round holes, and try to get everybody we can, because at the end we need all the help we can get, and we're trying to find the brightest and the best, to help out the county, help out the people, which I'm passionate about, and that's a lot of work. But just some patience. That we try hard. We have 9 members that put in a lot of time, very dedicated. That's pretty much it. I think we're doing good. Again, 2 years, I don't think is enough. I'll put in a few more. I think we got a lot more to do, and then see how it goes.
Thank you very much. I look forward to supporting you now and a few more times, if that's what you want to do. Member Sinense.
Mahalo, Chair, and mahalo, Mr. Viela, for being wanting to continue on this board, and I can hear some of the frustration. We live in East Maui. We have a limited pool of volunteers, and so we're constantly looking to fill. I was just curious, does the board go out to recruit? What's your recruitment? Try and get more people to volunteer.
Yeah, so part of the charter rules, recruitment is part of our duties. So there are, different things that we've been discussing as a body to recruit people. Of course, media. There's certain events that we've attended. The Lanai, was it the Pine Fest, and there, the senior fair, things of that nature. The county fair, that members of the INB have attended ourselves to show support, not only for the INB, but for the county as a whole. So those are the few things we've been doing. But in the end, recruitment is, I think everybody can help out and put in a word that anybody knows anybody that wants to volunteer. They can go online, or they can contact Jody and, sign up. So correct, yes, we're doing that. That's part of our job, and we work hard on that, I think. And hopefully we can get more people.
Mahalo for all your work this last 2 years. We'll try to help out as much as we can.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Member Sinense. Members, any other questions for Mr. Viela? Seeing none, thank you so much. Oh, Member Rollins Fernandez, please.
Thanks.
Oh, sorry, one more question.
Yeah, sure.
Aloha, Mr. Viala. Just a quick
Hello,
one.
how are you? Yeah.
Hi, Kai. How are you?
Good, how are you? How's the weather out there, anyway?
Hot right now.
Better than rain.
Had rain this weekend. Of the new form, with a closer look, there's a commitment to attendance. So mahalo to the admin for adding that.
Yep.
I will commit to attending all regularly scheduled board meetings to the best of my abilities, and that everyone's aware of 2.41.090, which is the attendance policy in our code. I guess I only noticed that because never have your signature on this one, but you're gonna submit a signed form, yeah? You already said that?
Yeah, I didn't submit that. Okay. Yeah, so I'll submit that. Attendance is not a problem for me. I applied a month before the fire hit, and I wasn't going to serve, but I already signed up, so I just went through it. So it's been challenging. We just moved back in October. I rebuilt my house. So, building a home and serving on the board was really, really challenging, but, somebody got to do it right. And I signed up for it. So, showing up for a meeting is not a problem for me. Our job, yeah.
Mahalo for your continued commitment to serve on the INB. Mahalo, Chair.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Member Rollins Fernandez. Members, any other questions? Seeing none, thank you very much for your willingness to serve, Mr. Viala. Members.
You're welcome.
Thank you. We're gonna take a 10-minute break. Do you guys want to do a 10-minute break, 5-minute break? We have 13 more to go, okay? So we'll do a 10-minute break. We'll come back at 3:17. So 10-minute break, 3:17. Thank you, members. It is 3:33, and will the Great Committee please reconvene? I apologize for that extra long recess. Even though that is our standard practice, is a soft suggestion. We were trying to figure out how we can provide you folks with the information that used to be on the application that is now no longer in the application. It is a bunch of information that will need to be redacted. So the most efficient way for right now is if you folks want to see it, please make an appointment with Maria Leon, Committee Secretary for GREAT, and she can happily go over that with you folks. She can't necessarily send it to you because then it becomes public. And we have some issue, they have some issue with that. There's personal information. So she's going to figure it out with David and how to best provide it to us as members. But for right now, if you do have any burning concerns you would like to see, please make an appointment with Maria from now until the 18th, and she's happy to accommodate your guys' viewing of that confidential information. For now, I know I said we're gonna come back into this meeting and go to Lanai Planning Commission, so I'm sorry. But if we can actually move a couple steps ahead to the MRA, we do have somebody here that needs to leave, so I wanted to accommodate them. I believe it's Mr. Lanius, if you don't mind coming up to the front. Thank you for being patient with us. Please introduce yourself, and then the members will have an opportunity to ask you questions.
Aloha, Chair and Council. My name is Stanford Lenius. I'm a permanent resident of Maui for the last 40 years. I'm semi-retired, and I don't know why I didn't stay fully retired, but it doesn't pay very well, so here I am. But I do enjoy volunteering my time that I have free to give back to my community and be part of it. This is my third board. My first board I served with Council Member Yuki in the Council of Government. And my previous board that I served on was with the Salary Commission. And so hopefully this will be my third one, and a few more to come, hopefully.
Thank you very much. Members, do we have any questions? Again, this is for the MRA. Member Paulton.
As this is a reappointment for you, I just was wondering, like, how has your experience been on the board? I mean, agency.
You know, each board has its own personality, and each one is interesting to serve on. And I've learned a lot and known more about how our county works and how you know, it accomplishes things, and some are slow and some is quick. But, you know, the end result is that we do accomplish what we try to set out for to do on most of the commissions. And, you know, we're here to, you know, support you guys and try to do the best that we can to, you know, provide information for you, or, you know, try to give you a better idea of how the community is perceiving things and how they would like to see things done. So, you know, we're just kind of the voice for them. And, you know, that's what I feel that my opportunity is for, to serve the community for, is to be a voice for those that can't be here.
And is it correct that it includes the historic district of Wailuku?
Yes, that's what makes it interesting for me, because being the fifth generation Kanaka Mole, you know, I like to see Maui, you know, at least keep its culture and preserve what, you know, what we have, what's left. I mean, after Lahaina, you know, that was a big loss, and hopefully we don't lose any more of our culture that we have here in Maui that makes it so much more special than some of the islands, other islands. And but every island has its own special culture and its personality, which makes Hawaii unique in its own.
Do you have any thoughts as to, like, I guess, losing the historic district and rebuilding it?
You know, I like to see it the way it is and preserve it the way that it is. I don't, you know, I know there's some other development that is coming around it, but I hope that it can keep in with the character the Wailuku community and, of course, the historical districts that we have, that we can preserve that and keep it the way that it is. I know that some of the infrastructure needs to be improved, but I think the full character of what each community and each city has of its own, I think we need to preserve that, keep it distinct that way.
Do you have any objection? Like, I know that there's height limits in the historic district to allowing an extra, say, 10 feet for equipment and antennas and like that.
I'm not in favor of that. I don't think that's part of the culture of what Hawaii has. I don't think anything goes over a coconut tree should be higher than that,
Thank you. Thank you, Chair.
Of course. Member Sugimura.
Yeah, I just want to say that serving with him and seeing him work in the community, I totally support him, and he's so committed to the community, and he doesn't have to, right, if he's retired. So
Thank you, Council Chair.
for continuing.
Thank you. I appreciate those words, Member Sugimura. Member Rollins Fernandez.
Mahalo, Chair.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if I say it wrong, then please correct me. Mr. Lanayas?
Yes.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay. On your application, it says briefly explain your interest in being a member of a particular board, and it says see attached. Oh, I guess this isn't a question for you. It would probably be for staff. There isn't anything attached for me to see.
I didn't understand her question.
I think the question is, she wanted to see your answer to your first question. You wrote C attached, so that means you had probably used up more space, but we don't have that with us.
Oh,
So
I'm not sure. I would have to look at it, what it is.
thank you. You got it.
Also look at it and
Okay.
see what we can find.
Yeah. I
Thank
can
you.
address it. I'm not sure what I put attached to.
Thank you.
I'm sure it's not as important, but
Yeah,
Just
we'll
move
we'll
on.
get that from the
Okay.
staff. Thank you so much.
Okay, that's it, that they would bring it.
right, thank you.
They're gonna get it. I don't know if they'll get it right now, but they'll get it.
Okay. Mahalo for continuing to serve. I think you know what you're doing already. It's a reappointment and your attendance sounds like it's good. So you have my support. Mahalo.
Thank you, Member Rollins Fernandez. Any other questions? Seeing none, we look forward to your support, supporting you in a few weeks when we go to full council. Thank you.
Mahalo, aloha.
Aloha. Okay, members, if we could go back to the Lanai Planning Commission. Good, I need to find my place. Okay. We have Mr. Leon. Is he with us online? Okay.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone.
Hello, if you would please introduce yourself and the members will have an opportunity to ask you questions.
Thank you. Thanks, Council. Appreciate everyone's time and consideration. My name is David Leon. I'm a full-time resident here on Lanai. I'm raising 2 young boys, and I decided to apply for this position. It's my first foray into local government, which I'm very excited about and approaching with a open and novice mind, and looking forward to learning and contributing in any way that I can. And some other commissioner members encouraged me to apply to this one and said that there was some help needed there. And so I was very grateful to throw my hat in. I may not know exactly what I'm getting into, to be totally honest, but I'm here for it. I know there'll be a question about attendance. I have quite a bit of flexibility. I'm a remote worker here. So I look out my window here on Lanai, and as I'm sort of sending emails more broadly in the work that I do, which is in food systems and agriculture around the world, I'm always looking for ways to ground down and contribute to this place that is provided so much to me and my family in the form of community and nourishment. So that's why I'm here, and very, very happy to answer any questions that you all have.
Thank you, Mr. Leon. Member Johnson, do you have any questions? I'll let you go first.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, Mr. Lee, or good afternoon, Mr. Leon. It's good to see you. I mean, I see you on the island quite often, but you're here in the E-chambers, I guess, but it's good to have you here. I wanted to ask you kind of a deeper question because it's an important part of the role that you'd be serving. As you know, the island's owned 98% by a billionaire, Mr. Ellison now, but that could change. As we know, people live and die and there's no real, it's passed, this island's been passed from billionaire to billionaire for many years.
Mm-hmm.
For someone who's new to the, 5 years have you been on the island? I mean, that's, for relatively.
It's new. Yeah, it's new.
So, how do you juggle that when you feel in your heart something and maybe the company feels something else? How do you juggle that when you're one person, been here for 4 years? How do you balance what you feel in your gut versus what's maybe you have a disagreement with the company, for example?
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, this place is dichotomy and these sort of two paradigms are very much at the core of this place, and it's part of an everyday existence that is sort of unlike any other place I've ever been or spent time at. And I think ultimately there is a careful navigation and reconciliation as you sort of walk the line between property rights and the both the will of the county and the people of the broader community, and also what the land wants and sort of needs is, I think, part of a voice that I want to listen to as well. And I think as I understand the role of the Planning Commission, that we're here to advise on some of those plans as they come down, and we're only adjudicating, in a very limited sort of scope on some certain contested permits, as I understand it. But I do think as long as we are on the commission, as I understand it, is all members of the community, and that's why it felt important that every slot that we have available is filled with a community member. And I've had, like everyone on this island, interactions with the company, and you agree with some of the things they do, and you're grateful for some of the things they do, and you just don't agree, or you just can't make sense of some of the things that they do. And so it's a real balance, and one that I look forward to maybe getting some tips from you, Gabe, on how you've been able to navigate that as someone who's probably bumping up against it all the time.
I'm joking, David, but okay. All right, Let me ask a very specific one, because this came up before. There was a desal plant proposed for the island of Lanai. What's your take on desalinization? Do you think the island of Lanai needs it?
I think that it could be conceived as a technological solution for something that perhaps has an ecological solution. I've been thinking a lot about and look at this in my broader work across the world around hydrating landscapes and the way that cultivation and land management affects hydrology of landscapes. And if I had the resources that Mr. Ellison had, I'd be thinking about doing a demonstration of proper land management as a way to bring more water onto the ground rather than a very expensive and energy dependent kind of solution like desal.
You know, honestly, Mr. Leon, I didn't think I was going to ask you that question, but I'm glad I did. Thank you, Chair. No further questions.
Thank you, Member Johnson. Member Paulton.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Mr. Leon, for your willingness to serve. I take it you work for Mr. Ellison.
I do not.
Oh, okay. Where did you live before your 4 years in Maui County?
I lived in Oahu, and before that, I was born in California.
And then I know that most of Lanai City is not in the Slurrexa or the SMA, but our planning commissions are like the sole authority in the coastal zone management area. And so what do you know about sea level rise and like that?
You know, a fair amount from a systemic level. I work broadly in you know, sustainable food systems, which bumps up against climate work and energy. I do that from primarily an impact perspective, working with you know, from impact investment and also from the nonprofit side of things. So I know systemically about that around, you know, specific details of how it affects, you know, the coastal region of Lanai is something that I'm interested in learning more about. But broadly, I'm pretty well versed. I would say maybe above average than typical population on both the science and some of the mitigation factors that are being used around the world.
Do you know what the current foot projection is for 2100 in the Slurrexa?
I don't.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Member Paulton. Members, any other questions for Mr. Leon? Seeing none, thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Members, let's move on to Liquor Control Adjudication Board. We have Mr. Kaleopu with us. Aloha. If you could please.
Aloha.
Aloha. If you could introduce yourself, and then the members will have an opportunity to ask you questions.
Yeah, aloha members. My name is Dustin Kaleopu. I'm originally from Lahaina, now residing in Kahului. I've had the pleasure of serving on the Liquor Control Adjudication Board for the last 3 years, and I'm hoping to be reappointed. Learned a lot about, you know, government and the quasi-judicial process, and I'm looking forward to serving again, respect for law and public health and safety.
Thank you very much. Members, any questions? Sorry, I have a cough drop in my mouth. Again, he's a reappointment, so does anybody have any questions? I don't think I have any. No. Thank you very much for being with us. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is Miss Heather or Amy Stevens with us? Either online or in the audience? Do you see her? Okay. Oh. Are you Miss Heather Stevens? I don't. Okay. Yeah, I see your name. We'll call you up when the commission, your commission is up. For right now, we're looking for Miss Heather Stevens. We don't see her, so we'll skip over. Member Paulton, do you know her? She said it's from Lahaina.
I do know her. She lives in the Napili area. I'll vouch for her.
Thank you. Okay. Let's move on to the liquor control. We have Mr. Miss Silva, sorry. I believe Mr. Stevens is the one who withdrew. Are you gonna be providing us whatever documentation we need to withdraw so we don't have to formally disappoint?
Yeah, I think Mr. Yoshida will be sending that.
Okay, thank you very much. For now, we have Miss Silva. Thank you very much for being with us.
Hello,
If you could please
everyone.
introduce yourself.
Kahealani Silva. My first name is Christine. My parents have never called me that to this
Okay,
day. So,
Kahealani.
Kahealani Silva. Nice to meet you all.
Nice to meet you.
I'm a Wailuku resident. I'm also a Navy wife. My husband is from Halimaile. He's serving for us right now and getting out. So we're coming back home, and I finally have the opportunity to get to do things like this. I've always been very passionate about my home here on Maui, and I've always wanted to be a part of it. So now I'm finally in a position where I can attend these types of meetings and pay more attention to these things. So I may not know the current issues going on right now, but I did just get back home, and I look forward to intertwining myself with them. So any questions? I'm
Thank
very
you.
nervous. But
Oh, don't be, you're good. Does anybody else, Member Paulton?
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Ms. Silva, for your willingness to serve. I just was wondering what you know about the process for applying for a liquor license. I think often they ask people applying if they are an attorney or they have enlisted an attorney. And that's because of the difficulty of applying. Like, you always have to use the exact same name and stuff like that. And any thoughts as to streamlining that process so you don't need to hire an attorney to apply for a liquor license?
I don't know anything about that, but I would like to learn something about that. I think it's important for us to make any application process as simplistic as possible. You know, still get all the information that we need for sure, but all these little manini things throughout all of the county system and the state systems that cause hurdles for others. I think just stalls growth for our economy here and makes things frustrating for people to sometimes where they give up. So yeah, I'd like to learn more about that though. I wish I had an answer. But.
Thank you. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Member Paulton. Members, any other questions? I do have a couple, but I'll wait for you folks. Just double checking. Okay. So you were a bartender for 11 years?
Yes.
You're no longer a bartender now?
Correct. I haven't bartended for about a decade now.
Okay. I'm actually really happy to have somebody who worked in the industry to hopefully serve on this commission. I have so many friends who are bartenders, and sometimes they share with me their concerns. So I'm happy you get to hopefully represent them. It's a very interesting job you folks have, like part therapist, part pourer, you know, mixologist, whatever we're gonna call you folks. New terms, but I know for my friends, some of the concerns is you don't know if somebody maybe took some sort of pill that you didn't serve them any alcohol that's over whatever recommended amount. They may leave and you folks are liable, your restaurant is liable. And there are many nuanced situations that I hopefully you can bring some light to.
Yeah, I look forward to that as well. That's one of the reasons why I was interested in this and adjudication when I first applied, is because I come from a law enforcement family, and then I did get to bartend, and so I'm hoping that I get to bring in that balance. And when I bartended, I took our rules and our laws pretty seriously to the point where it annoyed some of our customers, but that's because they had too much. But yeah, I think it is important that we be able to look at both sides of this and see it from both perspectives.
Agreed. Thank you. Member Sinensi. No, she cannot pour us a drink right now. We're on the clock.
Yeah, no, not
Gotta
now.
wait till 5, you know.
Just following up on Member Ugo Hudson's line of questioning. What is your, and we're still working on some of the details out. What is your feelings about maybe having Narcan in some of the public establishments?
You know, unfortunately, I think that might be something that we do need to start looking at, given the changes in our community and how usually one thing goes hand in hand with another. But I think that we'd have to look at cost efficiency as well as that, but it might be something that we should at least investigate.
Thank you for that. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Any other questions? Member Rollins Fernandez isn't here, so I'll ask some of her standard questions. You have no issues with attending future meetings. Are you familiar with the Liquor Commission and what they usually do?
I don't know how they run it anymore because, like I said, I just moved back home. But I recall that it used to be once a month, and if it's still that, even if it were twice a month, I could definitely still come to meetings. I have, like I said, finally the capability of being able to do these kinds of things. So
Yeah. Welcome
no
home, too.
problem. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? I see Member Rollins Fernandez has joined us again.
And mahalo for asking my questions, Chair.
Of course, thank you for asking them. Okay, other than that, I don't have any other questions. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Ms.
you.
Silva. Thank you. Okay, members, we did persons with disabilities first. So we are now on CRC. And I believe we have Ms. Arakawa with us online. Is her video on? Aloha.
Aloha.
If you could please give us a brief introduction of yourself, and then the members will have an opportunity to ask you questions.
Sure. Aloha mai kako o wau o Miriam Anihil Arakawa. I am a generational resident of Maui, a kupa of Hali'imaile, and my family is from Hamakuapoko, Tuhana, but I currently reside in Okukala with my tutu. I myself am an olapa of Halona Lake Homaka'oka for 20 plus years, with a background in nonprofit and human service work. Me being on this commission is vital that younger voices are present in the decision making, and not only to ensure general knowledge, generational knowledge, but to also ensure that the future of cultural stewardship is continuous and not so episodic. We can carry our lessons from our kupuna and but also being present in the urgency of this time. I'm an advisor for a youth internship program at my work, and we were able to put forth the Capella Youth Summit with the county support to elevate youth voice, and I chose to sit on this board to lead by example for those high schoolers. And then also previously watching these commission meetings specific to the CRC, feeling frustrated with the lack of quorum and the continuous cancellation of meetings. Like being on for, I think I was appointed for the later half of the year. Even then, meetings were being canceled. And at our last meeting last week, reminded of how important it is, this kuleana, but also to do our homework and read. And so like, apply to all of you folks who have to read so much because it is a lot. But I'm appreciative of the great examples who are on the commission right now, and are patient with me learning the process of all the things. And so it's that like, my goal really is to contribute and be a voice grounded in respect and action orientation, but also to be that bridge for generations that aren't represented currently, and strengthen community trust, and pilina for people and Aina. But mahalo.
Mahalo. Members, any questions? Member Paulton.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Ms. Arakawa, for your willingness to serve and be reappointed. I just was wondering, your thoughts about I know the Cultural Resources Commission has a heavy role to fulfill in the historic district of Lahaina's rebuild. And if you could share any of your thoughts about that process to date and any ways that this body could support you folks.
Absolutely. Thank you for your question. In Lahaina being in that historic district and the rebuild, it's and my role in sitting in this commission, I view it as ensuring that we're hearing all of the different things that come to the commission, that is upheld to not just checking a box on the certain things, but also keeping in mind our cultural resources and what that means in the rebuild, but also learning from that event and how we can ensure those projects continue to be aligned with where the community sees this rebuild to be, but also like knowing that we have to not sit and like make a decision, and I believe we're planning as a commission to go out into Lahaina together to come to a census of like, this is what it is and this is how we'll move forward. And so I'm looking forward to that, but also ensuring that the outreach is being done, and those voices are being heard and considered when in our role.
Any thoughts about, like we talk about the Royal Complex area and then we talk about the commercial district and how they will like merge into each other, because when I go to meetings about the Royal Complex and when I go to meetings about the commercial district, it's like two different planets on like the same historic district. So any thoughts to that?
Oh, it's finding a balance for sure, but I believe, I guess it's the context of how I feel like this is a great opportunity to give and implement what should be and was, but also recognizing that it won't be exactly, but we can come very close, but also honoring folks who have generational ties to either on the commercial side. And so it's really striking the balance between the two. But yeah.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Member Paulton. Members, any other questions do we have for this nominee? Okay. If you cannot tell by her name, we're definitely cousins. But even if we weren't, I would completely support Anu. She is a special soul. So I'm so happy, and I feel like as a county, we are very lucky to have her and other people like her to serve on this commission and all the others. So mahalo, Anu, mahalo so much. Okay, we will move on then, and we have Planning Commission. I do see the two gentlemen nominated in the back wall, and we will start with Mr. Kamai, if you would like to head on down.
Hey.
Aloha, if you don't mind introducing yourself. We've seen you a couple times, but please introduce yourself. And then again, the members will have an opportunity to ask you questions.
So aloha mai kākou. My name is Kiaka Kamai. I'm a current resident of Wai'ehu, Maui. I thank you guys for the opportunity for just speak today and giving me the time. You know, I just wanted to let you guys know that when I took interest in the Planning Commission, you know, there's a lot of thought process going through all of this. I had friends telling me, bro, that's a lot of reading. It's a lot of things that you got to do, a lot of zoning and county codes and stuff that you got to start getting educated with. And took that all into consideration. And I just wanted to, I went back and forth. Should I do this? Should I not? And I came up with the consensus of, do we serve our community or do we just sit back and, you know, just say, oh, well, that's somebody else's issue, somebody else's problem. Yeah. So I decided that instead of, you know, ask questions or just be inquisitive, maybe be part of the process and part of the solution if it's possible. Yeah. If granted today or whenever you guys go through this, all I can say is I'm gonna be honest and I'm gonna try my best. Yeah, I'm gonna try and I'm gonna learn and grow. I don't know everything. So that's one thing I can admit, that I do not know everything, but I do bring an aspect, I believe, of balance with the industry. I've been a drywall taper for over 2 decades. I've been with the District Council 50 for over a year and a half now. And I just wanted to, you know, I think if I can speak for a lot of our young Hawaiians out there, it's our kuleana to get on these boards and commissions, to learn, to grow, to serve our people. So this is something that I'm not asking to get on to advance anything in careers or anything based, but just how do we give back? How do we learn? And how do we add value? So, you know, with the Planning Commission, when, you know, even, and I think the question should be diverted to Mr. Dwight, because he's the one that told me, brother, you should try boards and commissions. And I'm like, oh, man. But it is a lot. But I'm willing to get out of my comfort zone as of today. Standing here, I'm very nervous, you know, about the questions or whatever that I gotta, you know, go through. But I also know that I stand here in front of you as a Kanaka first and foremost. So I did request from my employer to, if I could have off the rest of the day to come to this. And moving forward, I plan to attend every meeting. And what it is because we work basically 24 hours, 7 days a week, so to speak. What we do is if I do have the ability to serve, then the Thursdays or whatnot that I have the boards and commission, I can work on a Saturday or something to make it up. So that's why I worked it out with my my leaders and stuff. Just wanted to let you guys know that. But yeah, that's pretty much me in a nutshell. Working on myself, trying to help advance our Maui Nui, and go from there. So again, Ms. Fernandez, be nicer.
Wow. Mahalo. Come on. Do we have any questions, Member Paulton? Go ahead.
Thank you. I think it's Tuesdays they meet, but
Tuesdays.
might be wrong. When did you put in your application?
Sorry, I put in my application, I think it was in January at the beginning, but I didn't have I didn't write the date. I just wrote it in. Now, I apologize for that.
Oh, no problem. And then, being that the Planning Commission is like the sole authority in the SMA and the shoreline areas, I was wondering if you could share with us, like any knowledge that you have of the Coastal Zone Management Act, the SLREXA, the SMA, and your thoughts as to development in those areas.
So I cannot embellish as I have a lot of knowledge, but I know with the SLREXA, that's the sea level, right? The sea level rise exposure area. And I believe it's a tool that's used by our Planning Commission or is a tool that's used by our state to identify these areas, the impacted areas and stuff. And with the SMAs, when you put in the SMA and you apply for the permitting and stuff like that, we use these tools, if I'm not mistaken, for that. And the SMAs are used to govern our coastlines, yeah, and to make sure that the impact is basically, you know, don't screw up our ecosystem, yeah, and stuff like that. So make sure we get access for our local people to go and you know, still enjoy, and make sure it's the same, yeah. if we're going to do any type of development or whatnot. So that's kind of the gist of what I know. I don't know if I can give you any more.
Do you know the current projection for sea level rise by the year 2100?
I don't know. I think the only thing that I do know is currently is like 3 feet per or 3.2 feet per, that's where we're at right now. So I cannot tell you more than that, I guess.
Yeah, I think the state may have updated it to 4 feet, but it's not in the maps yet. But yeah, 3.2 is the most recent before that. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Member Paulton. Does anybody else have any other questions? Member Rollins Fernandez, you have questions?
I do.
Okay.
They're very nice. They're very nice questions.
Very nice questions.
Thank you. Appreciate your time.
Aloha, Mr. Kamai. Mahalo.
For real, I thought you said
Mahalo
Paul.
for your willingness to serve.
Okay.
I ask all the nominees 3 questions. Sometimes the chair gets my back and asks some of the questions for me. And I think you kind of already spoke to attendance, and you signed that you are aware of the attendance policy on the form. And then the second and third question I asked, you also kind of spoke to, so if you'd like to elaborate a little more on your experience on the Planning Commission, of the Maui Planning Commission specifically, and how you envision contributing to the Planning Commission.
I'm sorry. The question is, what is my contribution to the Planning Commission? My only contribution.
How you envision contributing? Yeah.
How do I envision contributing? I think just in the industry of development, and as for being in construction, over 2 decades of work, I just feel like I can bring some type of, industry look at it, outlook, and also, for me, I would like to contribute that way. Knowing the industry and stuff, learning more of the policies that we're gonna have to deal with, and just again, just being willing to learn and grow and admit that I don't know everything. That's kind of, that's where I'm at. I don't know if that makes sense in any way.
Okay. Mahalo. And then, so for this new application, it doesn't have the section about your employer and educational background.
Okay.
If you could share that with us.
So I went up to the, at my senior year, I graduated from Waianae High School, graduated my senior year. I moved to Maui in 2005, I believe.
No, Sea Riders.
And then, I'm sorry?
Sea Riders? Waianae?
What's the question? My mascot. Oh, Sea Riders. Yeah. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, Waianae Sea Riders. Yeah, and then as far as my employer is District Council 50. District Council 50, we represent several crafts: the painters, the floor layers, the glazers, the drywall tapers, and the shipyard workers of in Oahu, I believe. Yeah.
Okay, so you're a paid lobbyist?
No, I'm not a paid lobbyist. Yeah. I advocate for my members, but I'm not a paid lobbyist.
Oh, okay, so you're a rep for District Council 15, and that's all the drywall and painters.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But you're not paid?
No, I'm not paid. I don't go to the Capitol and represent them in political ways or anything, but I do advocate for my members on their behalf. Yeah.
Okay. Have you gone to get an advisory opinion from the Board of Ethics?
No, I haven't.
Okay, well.
I'm coming on behalf of me and not any District Council 50 or anything. So that's why I took off today and whatnot. I asked to come. Again, when I was asked from others to come over and help and serve our community, that's why I took it upon myself to do so. Yeah.
Okay, mahalo.
Thank you. Member Cook.
Thank you, Kiaka. I'm grateful that you're willing to serve. I think that, I know you too. It's interesting, you're a big, scary guy. And you're very humble, you're very open. And when you say you represent your members, I recognize you representing the working man. And so you're Hawaiian, you get deep roots. How do you feel about development in general?
Well, for me, development is that's where we're at, right? That's where my people get work and whatnot. But I kanaka too, you know. So it's a delicate balance that it challenge me every day, right? So I also gotta look and how does development and do we be stewards of that? Do we help developers understand that, you know, the place that we live in, or do we sit back and just let everything be developed? So hence that's why I hear, you know what I mean? So I'm pro development, I'm pro good pono development. And that's kind of, you know, what I'm asking for. Yeah. Are we obeying laws? Are we considering our sea level rise? All these type of things, yeah. So, but thank you for that.
No, thanks. That's kind of wanted to. That's what I see and what I know, and that's why I'm glad that you had the opportunity basically to say that's like the balance. And thank you for being willing to serve.
Member Sinansi, go ahead.
Mahalo, Chair, and mahalo, brother, for being able to, your willingness to serve. You did mention, you know, being Kanaka Maoli, and we do have a very, you know, active Hawaiian community when it comes to preservation and protection of our cultural sites, our cultural resources. And you mentioned about balancing that, you know, we live on an island with very limited space. At what point do we concrete everything and develop everything? Or at what point do we begin to, because we starting to do that. We're starting to steward the coastlines, you know, to keep it in fishing for the next generation. We don't want to overdevelop our coastlines. So how do you, like, you know, if you on this committee and you come up with, say, you know, you've seen all the uncles all these past years go through the protection of burial sites. Some of them just get wiped out or moved. So how do you, like you said, balance as a Kanaka Maoli?
I think that's a good question. And I think all of us gotta look inside first, yeah, before you make these type of decisions. And it's important decisions because we gotta make these based on 20, 30, 50 years from now with you and I gone, right? And that's where, hence the word balance, where we're at, yeah? And it's finding, you know, what do we do? Is developers here, are they doing things pono or not, right? And I think what you're asking is, are we, you know, when you get two sides of the curtain, yeah, we get uncle guys that is not for development, and then we have developers that coming in. My question is, okay, what happens if we do not develop at all? So my question is, where do our people go? My main thing too is I get 3 kids. I get 3 keiki on Mo'opuna now, you know, on daughter-in-law. I don't know where they're gonna live. So with the balance, it's a hard decision, yeah. So I know somehow we gotta build, but we gotta build pono. Do we build everything? Aole, right? But we cannot say no to everything. So now we gotta speak to the uncles, our kupuna, and ask, okay, where can we build? Where's the burial sites? And do our due diligence. Yeah, that's all kuleana. So I like go out to the sites. I like take a look at them, walk around, you know, with the white and whatnot. And that is, it's hard for Kanaka to make those type of decisions. But it also, we cannot take out the fact that our keiki gotta live someplace. So that's where, that's why I decided to get onto the board to learn and to grow from educated people like you folks. Yeah, that's possible.
Thank you very much. Members, do you have any other questions? Member Rollins Fernandez.
Mahalo, Chair.
Mhm.
Mr. Kamai, would you be willing to get an advisory opinion from the Board of Ethics?
Yes, if
Before
I
we vote?
must.
Okay, I think it'll be good for you too if you are approved, and then, you have that opinion too, as protection for you.
Okay, mahalo.
Yeah, and then I guess who is the staff for this again? Because I love the background, all the, well, me, I love all the cultural background stuff. But I see that Mr. Kamai's never served on a board or commission, and sometimes we get folks come before us, and that's sometimes the reason that they're not nominated or selected to serve on the planning commission or other boards and commissions that have substantial and long-lasting impacts when making decisions. And so I wanted to hear from admin staff to understand, or INB, I guess it would be either, how the decision was made to recommend Mr. Kamai for not having served on a board or commission before.
Do we have IMB staff that would like to answer that question? I don't think, perhaps we can ask that question in writing, because I don't think anybody's going to answer that question. Yeah. Yukari is saying she doesn't know either.
Okay, I just, how that preference is applied to community members to ensure that it's being applied fairly across the board with individuals that apply. I'd like to hear that. Mahalo, Chair.
Thank you. Members, any other questions? If not, I will let Mr. Kamai go. Thank you very much for being with us. Thank you for being patient. This was a long day.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we do now have Mr. Patel, if you would like to come forward. I think you know the drill. Please introduce yourself, and then the members will have an opportunity to ask you questions.
Hello, council members. My full name is Prentice Ray Noel Patel. I was born and raised on the Big Island. My mother's side of the family is from Kohala, and my father's side of the family is from Hilo, and I was born and raised in Kona. I met my wife in Honolulu. She was born and raised in Lahaina, and that's where we've been living for the last 15 years. And I'm just open for any questions, and that's a little bit about myself.
Thank you, Mr. Patel. Members, do we have any questions? Member Paulton, go ahead.
Can you share with us who your current employer is and what your job title is?
My current employer is the Hawaii Regional Council of Carpenters, and I am a field representative.
Would you be willing to get a Board of Ethics advisory opinion?
Absolutely. I'm not sure how I go about that, but yes.
I think you just write to them and request it.
Okay. Yes.
Did you have any other questions?
No other questions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Members, do you guys have any other questions? Member Rollins Fernandez?
Mahalo, Chair. Aloha, Mr. Patel. Mahalo for your application. So I guess along the lines of Member Paulton's question, I think when you've come before us to testify in the past, you said you're a lobbyist. You're a paid lobbyist.
No, I haven't said that I was a paid lobbyist.
Okay, you're a paid field.
I'm a representative of roughly about 600 men and women carpenters in Maui County.
Okay, and then when you come and testify before us, that's part of your paid work?
No, that's on my own time.
Okay. All right. I guess I'll echo Member Paulton's recommendation, similar to Mr. Kamais, to get an advisory opinion from the Board of Ethics.
Sure, yes, thank you.
Mahalo. Mahalo, Chair.
Thank you, Member Rollins Fernandez. I'll also ask her other questions. The commission meets twice monthly on Tuesdays.
Yep.
Do you have any concerns about attendance?
No concerns. When I'm committed to something, I'll see it through.
Okay. Because I think our other applicant did ask these questions or answer these questions, and you're familiar with what the Maui Planning Commission does?
Yeah, at a baseline level. I mean, like anything else, we're not gonna know everything, but I am here to be educated as well, not only from sitting in there, but from the community members. I think the best thing that we can do is gather all the information and make the best possible decisions. I don't think we're gonna be able to please everybody, but what satisfies most.
Okay, thank you. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but my dad had a very similar position to yours before he took this job. I don't believe he ever considered himself a lobbyist. His job was to represent his members, but this was extra that you folks do, but not necessarily a part of your job description. Do you mind elaborating?
Yeah, it's not part of our job description. It is on our own time, what we're willing to put in for our own personal things. And just to help to be a bridge now for work, we want to ensure that people have food to eat and a roof over their head. But at the end of the day, we're coming here to serve as a community member, and whatever that looks like for us, that's what we're gonna do. Putting in overtime, our own personal time, weekends, whatever that looks like, as was shared before about the information that needs to be read. I'm learning to be a great reader as well.
Thank you very much. Members, Member Rollins Fernandez, go ahead.
Mahalo, Chair, for asking those questions. And
Of
then
course.
the last question is how do you envision contributing to the Planning Commission, please?
Thank you for that question. I look to be a middle ground, having, before anybody gets their job, they're first a community member in the places not only where they were born, where they were raised, but where they reside. And so I do have a background in building. I started out my work career in Honolulu when I was fresh out of high school. And I've worked on several big state and county projects in Honolulu and also here. So I think that brings a great balance. I'm all about being fair, present all the information, and collectively everyone make the right decision. So it's kind of like a bridge between community and what it looks like out in the field.
Mahalo for that response. I appreciate it. I think sometimes fairness can be subjective. Are you aware of some of your own internal biases? That's always good, to understand where you lean.
Yeah, and I think thank you for that question. Just for myself personally, I know and I have to put the biases aside and keep my feet on the ground and make the proper recommendations where need be.
Mahalo for that response. Mahalo, Chair.
Thank you,
Or
Member
I can
Rollins.
ask one more question if you want.
That when people are coming with projects, to judge the character and the validity of those projects and what it's gonna do for the community. I'm acknowledging, on one hand, it looks like all just pro work, but then also like, for the community, do you think that your history would give you an idea to basically judge people whether they're gonna come through or not?
Thank you for the question. Yeah, I think at the end of the day, for me, whatever expertise I can bring to the table, it's knowledge that maybe somebody else doesn't know. And so also on the other end for myself, being in those types of situations, I'm able to get educated and then share that with the community. So for instance, when we're talking about development, not everything is good, and not everything is good for the people who live here. So maybe look into other things where there could be renovations of the hotels instead of building more hotels, right? Stuff like that. So you got to look at it from every perspective, but I do think that being on both sides, I mean, you can bring good information to the table, I think.
Thank you, Member Cook. Any other questions? Seeing none, thank you very much,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Patel. Before we continue, members, sorry,
Chair.
kind of chewy. Yes, Member Rollins Fernandez.
Mahalo, Chair. I guess same question for our last nominee.
Oh, sorry, do you mind coming back?
No, he left.
Oh.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Okay,
This
yeah,
one's
go ahead.
for staff.
Okay,
Same question for staff regarding this nominee who has not served on any federal, state, or county board or commission in the past as well. So just that same kind of like application of preference to have someone, who has sat on a board or commission in the past, when recommending, them as a nominee for board or commission that makes substantial decisions for long-lasting impacts. Mahalo, Chair.
sure. Thank you very much. Member Walden?
Could I add on to that written question
Sure.
about diversity of candidates to the board? I mean, we have 2 candidates open and we ask for a diversity of areas that they lived in, but it seems kind of much to have 2 candidates from the trades unions on the planning commission up at
Okay.
the same time. So just a question about diversity of candidates to fill slots.
Okay. Do you want that question sent to the
The same
INB
place
liaison?
where
Okay,
Member Rollins' questions are going.
okay, we'll send it to the liaison. Thank you. Okay. It is now 4:36. We have 5 more to go. Are you guys okay with staying for a little bit longer? Or we do have the option if you wanted to. I'm chairing HLU tomorrow. We only have one thing on the agenda. I can recess this meeting until tomorrow at 10 if the great committee staff is okay with it. Or we could do the next 5, which are kind of short-ish, quickly. But I will take a poll from the body before we continue. Oh, I do see Miss Durham, who has probably been waiting all day to be heard. And I do see a couple more people in the audience, but I just want to make sure that you folks are okay to stay, but if not, we can.
Chair, I'm okay with whatever you're okay. My preference would be to hear the people that came, but.
Me too, we only have 5 left, but I don't know if everybody else is okay to stay. That's kind of my issue.
I think it's appropriate to stay. I have something to go, but I'll stay because people are here already.
Can we try to be POW by maybe 5? We can bang it out in the next 22 minutes? Okay, let's go. Thank you. We have before us Police Commission. So do we have Mr. Raffetto, either in the audience or online? Do we have him online? Can you please unmute?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay. Thank you. Aloha. Glad to be here. First about who I am. I came to Hawaii first after working in a gas station, selling my car, graduating from high school, and flying 13 hours on a propeller plane to Honolulu to surf big waves on the north shore of Oahu. And after that, I loved Hawaii. I fell in love immediately, but I had nothing going for me. So I went back to California and I went to school. And 10 years later, I served in the Marine Corps and become a lawyer. And I came back. I was lucky enough to get a job. Worked for a year in Honolulu and then moved in the early 1970s to Maui. I lived almost entirely in Kula, Keokea for a while, but mostly in Kula off of Upper Kimo, where I'm residing now. Mostly in the same house until it burned down 2 years ago in the fire. My replacement house is just about done, so hopefully I'm just about through that trauma. I had the opportunity. Someone mentioned to me that I should apply to serve on the police commission, and I became very interested in that. I have a lot of experience in criminal justice. I was a civil lawyer for many years in Wailuku, and then I've served about 4 or 5 years in district court and family court as a trial judge, and then I became a full-time judge in the circuit court. Served there for 18 years. I was 15 years as the chief judge of the Second Circuit for Maui County. And during that time, 70% of the work is criminal justice. So I really learned criminal justice inside and out. And what I realized after a while was a couple of things. One is that we have all the same criminal justice problems that every community has. Sometimes I say that, tourists come here and they think we spend our time surfing and fishing and diving and then going to luau's, which is ridiculous. We have serious criminal justice problems. And I also realized that about 95% of those criminal justice problems involve alcohol or illegal drugs. And I also concluded that about 80% of the people from our community could probably be rehabilitated if they had an effective rehabilitation program. At the time, the legislature had passed a law that required trial judges to sentence a person who was caught with any amount of methamphetamine to an automatic 5-year prison term. They had just started a drug court in Honolulu, so here we were being required to send our citizens to prison for 5 years, whereas in Honolulu, they had an opportunity to go into the drug court and seek rehabilitation. So I determined that I wanted to start a drug court. And with a lot of community support, the county council helped, the prosecutor, public defender, police department, treatment folks, we had a drug court up and going in a year. I served as a drug court judge for 12 years. And it was very successful. We had about 360 graduates. I kept track of every single graduate for that full 12-year period, and less than 14% of the people were reconvicted of any felonies during that period of time. So I know that rehabilitation is possible. I know the extent of the impact of illegal drugs and on crime in our community and in our community in general. In fact, I've been looking at prior commission meetings online, and the chief of police, Pelletier, he keeps pretty good data on arrests. And in 2025, there were 9,760 arrests for crimes in Maui County. That included 2 murders, 109 sexual assaults, 448 aggravated assaults, and so on. And so that's not well known, I don't think. I don't think they publish that data, even though he keeps it, and I don't think they keep it well on a statewide basis. So anyway, I became very interested in the possibility of serving on the police commission with my background in criminal justice. And I know they're facing a number of problems right now. One is, one of the responsibilities of the police commission is to investigate complaints by the public against police officers or the police department. But they don't have an investigator, so they're in the process of hiring an independent investigator for the police commission. Police commission reviews annually the performance of the chief of police, and if the chief should leave, they have the responsibility of recruiting a new one, which is a big problem in Honolulu recently, as you may know. And also, what else? Anyway, they at their monthly meetings, they receive a review from the chief and his staff about what's going on and how they're recruiting. There are about 30 vacancies now, although they have 37 new recruits coming in. And so I'm very interested in that whole subject matter, and I think I could make a contribution to helping it be as good as it can be. And that's why I've applied. Any questions?
Thank you, Judge. Member Sugimura and then Chair Lee.
Thank you. So, upcountry, sadly, because of the wildfire, I met Judge Raffetto. And so I've been talking to him periodically, and just recently he expressed an interest in being part of the police commission. I cannot even describe a better person, as you can hear. He did all his homework. You don't have to ask him any more questions. He's even telling us data, from his own research. Super great guy. And I'm so sad that he went through this wildfire, and I'm glad to hear that, you're rebuilding. But I know that you struggled, as many of the upcountry residents have. But welcome to the Police Commission. I strongly support you, and I know that you will contribute to the commission and the community in big ways just because of your vision and for a better community. So thank you, Judge.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Member Sugimura. Chair Lee.
Hi, Judge. This is Alice Lee. I was one of the people that supported you with your drug court efforts, and we all regarded you as the champion of drug court back in the day. And thank you so much for that and all the other things that you've done throughout your career. I'm really glad that you have applied for this position. I understand that, I just have one quick question. I understand you do part-time mediation work, is that correct?
I have. That's kind of tapering off as there are a lot of new lawyers who don't know who I am. So it's just here and there. I don't actually promote it very much. I'm still a licensed lawyer. I occasionally have done an arbitration through DPR in Honolulu, and I'm currently serving as a foreclosure commissioner for the court. And that's about all the legal work I do.
Well, Judge, if you're looking for other things to do, you can run for council for upcountry. Okay.
I don't know.
Anyway, I do support you. Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I won't have any trouble in meetings.
Sorry, Judge, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
I just said I won't have any trouble making the meetings.
Thank you. Members, any other questions? I don't have any questions either. Go ahead, Member Cook.
I guess it's not really a question. It's basically, thank you, Mr. Raffetto, for basically willing to do this with your long experience. I know your kids, I know you a little bit, but I echo my colleagues that your participation on the police commission is super valuable. Your contribution has been huge. Just thank you very much for being willing to do this.
Thank you, Member Cook.
Thank you very much for your support. I really appreciate it, and I will do my best to make a contribution to, the police department is such an important community organization, and And it's important that we have a commission of non-police to supervise it. It helps create public trust and confidence to have an effective police commission, I think. And that's the other reason I wanted to step forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Judge, and thank you all that you have done for our community. I don't know you personally, but I personally know a lot of people who have did not need to go to jail unnecessarily because of their issues. So thank you for all your hard work. I mean, it's true. I'm from Bahia. There's so many of them. Anyways, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Members, let's move on to the Public Works Commission. We have them up next. I did see Bria Lynn earlier, if she would like to unmute her camera. And there she is. Members, we also have Mr. Jeremy De Los Reyes as a reappointment, but he is not with us today. Like so many others, he is at work, but this is a reappointment. But can you please pronounce your name for us and introduce yourself? And then the members will have the opportunity to ask you questions.
Yeah, my name is Brylan Onodera. So I'm originally from Hilo on the Big Island, but I married a Maui boys and I've been on Maui since 2017. I work as a mechanical engineer for the Daniel K. Inouye Solar Telescope on Haleakala. I do have the full support of my workplace to be involved in this commission, and I earned my professional engineering license back in 2024. This would be the first time that I serve on a board, but I also did the Ka'ipu Kukui program, and that taught me the significance of local governance, and I thought that being involved in a board would be a great way to give back to my community and get involved in the decision-making that goes on for Maui County. And I would like to get more involved in the future. And I thought Public Works would be a great fit for me as an engineer.
Thank you. You and Member Paulton have some things in common. Members, do you have any questions? Member Rollins Fernandez, you want to ask your 3 standard questions?
Mahalo, Chair.
Of course.
Yeah, so I think I found you. Okay. Sorry, I was looking for your application. Attendance and your experience with the Public Works Commission, and how you envision contributing to the Public Works Commission, although you kind of spoke to that, so if you'd like to elaborate any more on that.
Sure thing. I am committed to being at all meetings, and I have an agreement with my workplace to do so that I can be fully present and committed to this experience. I believe that I learned a lot about public works through the experience I had with Ka'ipu Kukui. I learned a lot about the separation between the Department of Transportation and Public Works, and then state versus county governance. So I also do believe that lighting regulation is really important, especially for my industry. So knowledge of that is something I think I could bring to the table. And I would also just like be open to learning more about the additional roles that Public Works is responsible for. But I did get some idea of like the traffic and naming that is involved with the Public Works.
Awesome. Mahalo for your response to that question. And mahalo for your willingness to serve on the commission. We'll let Ka'ipu Kukui folks know that they're doing a good job.
Thank you. Member Sugimura.
Thank you.
So I just want to tell you that if Senator Inouye was alive, he would be so proud at this moment. You're working at his telescope, your profession, and reaching out and doing community work was really his thing and his vision. So thank you very much, and I totally support what you're doing. Thank you.
Thank you. Members, any other questions? No? Seeing none. Thank you very much for being with us today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Members, again, the other person that we were going to interview, he's not here. understandably. So let's move on to the Real Property Tax Review Board.
He's also for Lahaina, and I can vouch for him.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Member Paulton. We are familiar with him. He comes to testify quite often. Is Miss Rebella? I hope I'm saying your name correctly. Is that you? Hi, good afternoon. Thank you so much for being patient with us. Please introduce yourself, and then the members will have an opportunity to ask you questions.
Good afternoon, Chairwoman, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for listening to me and looking forward to talking about my qualifications. I apologize in advance. I am hard of hearing. I lost 80% of my hearing due to cancer chemotherapy, so I apologize, but I am very hard of hearing, and my hearing aids are done for the day. I didn't know I'd be here this long. My name is Monica Rebella, and this June I will have lived here on Maui for 10 years. My husband passed away 3.5 years ago, and I am looking to get more involved in the community. I currently am a Hawaii SHIP counselor, so I help people with Medicare. Been doing that going on 4 years. Also, I am a member of Hawaii SHIP, SMP, Senior Medicare Patrol. We deal with Medicare fraud and financial fraud as well. So I'm doing those, but I would like to get more involved with the county. I am currently also part of Maui CERT, which is the emergency management team of volunteers. I do that, and we were on call this weekend because of the storm. I am a retired CPA, 40 years of CPA specializing in tax. I am a property owner here on Maui, so I do pay my property taxes here. I have looked at the agendas and the meeting minutes of the meetings, and mostly they are appeals. And being a CPA, I'm quite familiar with how those things have gone in the past. I don't know what else I have been on many boards. I have been on the California Society of CPAs board for Orange County, as well as a level and all officers included in that. I have been on the Board of Council on Aging in Orange County, California. I did that until we moved here. I have been on the board of my university, Cal State University Fullerton, both the alumni board and the philanthropy board. I've been part of the audit committees because they picked the CPA and finance committee, again, picked the CPAs. But I'm really looking forward to getting more involved in the community. I definitely have the time and can be there for the meetings.
Thank you very much. Members, do we have any questions? Do you guys have any questions? You did a great job answering our typical questions in your opening speech.
You might hear me next because I'm also a nominee for the Office on Aging.
Oh, yes, great. That's going to be our last one.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Members, do you have any questions? If not, I will let her go and we'll see her back if we need to for the last thing that we have to do. Thank you so much. Thank you for being with us. Okay, moving on. We are now on the Salary Commission. And then Council of Aging is last. So we have Ms. Cavella Schultz. Thank you so much for waiting for us all day long. If you would like to introduce yourself, and then the members will have an opportunity to ask you questions. Thank you.
Aloha, I'm Calvella Schultz, formerly Biscara, as I'm getting used to this married name. I am currently the general manager of Queen Ka'ahumanu Center and was nominated to sit on the Salary Commission. I'll keep it short so you guys can finish.
Thank you very much. Members, do we have any questions? I'm quite familiar with Ms. Schultz, so I'm not going to ask any questions. I know she'll do a great job here. Member Paulton.
Thank you. I just was wondering, was this your first choice of boards and commissions?
It was not.
What was your first choice?
It was actually not on my 5 list of boards and commissions, but I did listen to advice and reasoning of why I was nominated for this board, and agreed with it.
May I ask what your first choice was?
It was the redevelopment.
Oh, so maybe we'll see you back 5 more times when you're done with this and we can move through that list of yours. Thank you so much for applying.
Oh, thank you for the question.
Yes, we will look forward to her name coming up a few more times then. Thank you. Member Sukimore, did you have questions?
Totally support
Me too.
Kavila. I've seen her good work and continue on, and I hope you're still gonna help Kahumana Center. Yeah, okay,
That's the plan.
yay, good.
Mahalo, Yuki.
Members, do we have any other questions? Member Cook?
I don't have a question. I just speak in strong support also.
Thank you. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you very much, Ms. Schultz.
Aloha.
Aloha. Our last one is Aging, Council of Aging. Do we have Ms. Park? I don't think we have her in the audience. Do we have Ms. Park? No? Okay, I saw Ms. Durham. She has been here and patiently waiting. Thank you so much.
My name is Heather Rue Durham. I've been 65 years old. Sorry, I sound so funny. It's echoing. I've been living on Lanai for the past 10 years. I've been a nurse, registered nurse for 26 years. I started in dialysis. I worked at the hospital here on Lanai. I worked for Napu'uwai. I retired in 2018. COVID came along in 2019. So as a member of the medical response team, I went to Kalapapa and worked in the care home during COVID. After COVID, I retired. And now that I'm back home, I was a little bit bored. So I talked to the Office on Aging and they gave me a small job working for Hale Mahalu. And I work with the community members doing chores at their home. I go to the senior center almost every day they're open. I go to the water aerobics class. I keep my ear to the ground and I support the senior citizens of Lanai.
Thank you very much, Ms. Durham, and thank you so much for waiting with us all afternoon. Members, do you folks have any questions? Member Johnson, do you have any questions? As she's from Lanai, and
Full
then
support
I'll move
for
over
Heather.
to member.
She's great. That's all. Thanks.
Awesome, thank you.
I have been working on the Council on Aging for about 4 months. When I received the application for the renewal, it said it was due 3 days ago. So I wrote on the application, see previous, and I put a stamp on it, I mailed it right back. So that's why my current application looks very different. But I have not missed any meetings since I joined.
Thank you. Member Nancy.
Thank you, Chair. Just full support of Miss Ruth Durham. Since she's been on the Council on Aging, she's been a pleasure to work with, and she's always got some great ideas and represents Lanai very well. So,
Awesome.
mahalo for your reappointment. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Member Rollins Fernandez?
Mahalo, Chair.
Mm-hmm.
Aloha, Ms. Ruth Durham. Mahalo for your willingness to continue serving on the Council Aging, and I love your excitement, and I hear that you have experience at Napu'uwai and Kalaupapa, so in addition to representing the senior citizens of Lanai, it sounds like you have some background on the Molokai seniors as well, maybe.
The care home. I didn't get topside very much because I was confined to the peninsula during COVID.
Okay. And we have Member Senensi's full support as a ex officio member. Yeah? Full support. Mahalo. Mahalo, Chair.
Of course, thank
3
you.
minutes.
Thank you so much.
And she answered all my questions already.
She did. We have Ms. Belle Cox. Is she with us? Okay, do you mind turning on your camera? Thank you, Ms. Durham.
Can you hear me?
We can.
Okay, thank you so much. I apologize, my video is not working at the moment.
That's okay.
But I am a retired naval officer with over 20 years of service. I'm currently transitioning back to Maui, to my forever home, and we recently purchased a farm up in, and working on that, but community engagement and participation is just calling me, so I'm here. Willing to do what I can to contribute to boards and commission. I have watched recorded meetings and other information with regard to council and aging. I reviewed the minutes, also reviewed some of the county's needs assessments and demographics, and realized that Maui, Hawaii in general, the seniors are becoming the #1 category of residents. So because of that, I think there's a lot of need and support that they need in order to get the senior citizen active and engaged and properly supported in the county. So I'm here volunteering, offering my assistance in whatever capacity I can. Do you have any questions for me?
Thank you. Members, do you guys have any questions? I don't have any questions. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Does anybody need to hear from Ms. Rebella again? We just had her less than 3 minutes ago. But I'm assuming we don't, but I'm just asking. Okay. Thank you so much for being with us today. Well, members, that now brings us to the end of our agenda. Yes, do we need something? Oh, yes. Oh, please come down. Sorry. Yeah, we're almost done. Oh, sorry, your thing was right on the next flip. If I had just flipped one more time. Sorry, thank you.
Hello, Councilwoman members.
Aloha.
My name is King Van Nostrand, and I am a resident of Makawao for the past 10 years after coming on vacation here in the mid-'80s. I loved a community that embraced the land, the people, and the traditions, and I always wanted to move here when I was able to do that. So 10 years ago, I was able to buy a little farm up Pihiholo and start giving back to my community. I'm the executive director for Naho Aloha in Waialuku that helps older adults and persons with disabilities thrive in their lives. It's not easy getting old. It's not easy getting old and not having. And I think the job for council member on aging is to level the playing field and to listen. Listen to the people and being a good problem solver. I think I'm a good fit for this council. So thank you for listening to me, and I appreciate your considerations.
Thank you very much. Again, I apologize. I didn't mean to skip over
It's
you.
okay.
Sorry. It's been a long day. Members, do you folks have any questions? Member Nancy, please go, and then I have one question.
Okay, I am happy to support Mr. Nordstrand, and I appreciate your enthusiasm and your energy. You know, Chair, today we had to, our Council on Aging meeting didn't reach quorum.
Oh, no.
So having additional members come on board will help us to continue the good work that the council is doing. So happy to support your nomination.
Thank you.
Thank you. You live at Pi'iholo.
I do.
How was that coming down for you? Do you live high up? I know the trees were just everywhere. That was really my question. It was almost about this, but
I'm the fourth house down from the very, very top.
oh my gosh.
So well past mile marker number 4.5.
Wow.
So yes, it was challenging. Being without electricity and internet for the last weekend was also challenging. But these are little things in our lives, okay? We're talking about important things that mean a lot more than lighting and internet access. Those are challenging things, like living up Pi'iholo, but in my world, those are little things. It's the people, it's the traditions, it's the community that are the important things. And that's why I think I would be very helpful to be on the council.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Members, any other questions? Member Paulton, followed by Member Sugimura.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you for your willingness to serve and sharing with us about, rural living outside. Out in like some of those rural areas when people age, it's harder to get the services for elderly folks than say if you're living in Wailuku or Kahului. It's not only like expensive, it's just you cannot get it. And I just was wondering if you had any ideas about that, like caregivers for rural areas or anything.
I do. I work with Maui Food Bank a lot. I organize Wai'ehu, Waialuku, and Kahului, and I have volunteers that pick up 5 or 6 boxes on Tuesdays, in fact today, and they deliver them out. But their friends also find out about them in Makawao and in Kihei and in Haiku. So our train is getting larger and bigger with that. I also work with Feed My Sheep, who do a lot of food distributions, and I know all of the areas that they do handle. They handle the Hanas, Molokai's, Lanai's, Lahainas, and lots of rural areas. Older adults live in rural areas, okay? Transportation's lousy out there, okay? They have to walk a long driveway in sticks and stones to get even to where a bus will come for them. So we have a lot of challenges in this land, but it's something we can work with and something we can do together. Food is a very important point, but there's also housing, access to services. So I like to listen, and then I like to add my opinion to things. And I think that is why I was always a good problem solver and a project manager, because I looked at the bigger picture rather than just the little incidentals. And food is definitely on my list of important ideas.
Thank you. Full support.
Thank you, Member Paulton. Member Sugimura, did you have any questions?
I just want to say full support for you too. I noticed you sitting there all day waiting for this opportunity. It was well worth you sharing your enthusiasm and love for the community. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, members. Any other questions? Member Cook?
Thank you, sir. It's not a question, it's just basically you've demonstrated enthusiasm and patience, and it's great. And thank you very much for serving.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for being with us today. I appreciate your patience. Members, that does bring us to the end of our very long agenda. Thank you.
Thank you. Good job.
Thank you. As a reminder, these resolutions will be posted on the February 18th council agenda for the full council's consideration, which is why we didn't vote on any of them today. Thank you, members, for your hard work and your willingness to stay extra. Now we defer. Hold on, let me find my language. Hold on. Before I make an issue. Okay, so Our deadline is March 2nd, which is why we're going to have them on February 18th's meeting. Those resolutions, again, will be for floor action. Member Rollins Fernandez, did you have a question before I defer?
You just answered my question. March
Okay.
2nd is the
March
deadline
2nd.
to take action.
Yes. Yep, that's a deadline. But we're gonna be early. We have it on the 18th. So if there are no objections, I will now defer this item. Thank you very much, and this concludes the great meeting. Thank you, members. It is now 5:13 p.m., and this meeting is adjourned.